Right, so we have now started the stream, and I'm gonna queue us
Go.
in for 6.3 as 3 people. I'll just as well put my boosters on, why not? And we are queuing on all
And the fact that you put your
platforms.
boosters on might affect the queue time as well. You never know.
It may be, but
You just don't know these mechanics in the background, do we? There's always that, oh, I've put my booster on, oh, I've lost the match,
the only
oh, my
mechanic in the background
connections.
that is the mechanic that says there's 3 people. They're going to have to wait until there's another 3 people, and if there's not another 3 people that come as a group of 3, and it's 3 individual people, then you're going to wait 20 minutes, and
So
that's what's been going on for
what have
years.
you waited under EU? Have you done EU only?
Them
Have you
all.
I've
connected
done all of
all of
them.
them?
Yeah.
Right. So that chart to me is not telling the truth, apart from the EU one is.
Chart's never told the truth. I don't think you can. If there's 128,000 people online at one point, and you go and you're queuing planes, and you look at the plane things, and there's 11, 11, 12, 12. That's still not a representation of what's going on.
No. And what I would like to see happen is you can see the queue list before you join any match, like it's an active thing on your screen. So you can go, oh, there's a lot more activity around rank 5. Let's get a line up of rank 5. Let's join there. That to me would improve it as well, because you
Yeah,
can see what people are playing.
I don't see that happening either. That just sounds like a lot of work.
It's already there. When you
Yeah.
join a match, you just needs to be visible to everybody. It's just a flick of a switch. Doesn't mean you join the match, it just means you can see the screen. That's a simple fix to me. Well, that at
Maybe.
least tells you
I still
where
don't think. I still don't
the,
think the original waiting for battle thing is even a true representation. So,
well, I don't think the online marker is either, or the battle counter. It could just be us 3 playing the game. I'm not saying that as like
and also,
it's.
how often does that get updated as well? It's not like every minute.
I don't think that's ever changed. The only thing that's changed on that is that from USSR to CIS. There's
It might
nothing really been changed on that.
it might change when like when you have a daily and the daily ends, and it's stuck there and it says you have to either like relog or play a
Do a
battle,
match or
or you
refresh.
go into
Yeah.
or you go into like a test flight and then you come out. Maybe the online and battles change when you do that as well. Oh no, just as I
Well,
said
the
that,
battles have just
it
gone up
ticked.
then.
It
Yeah.
just ticked. Yeah, just saw
I
it.
think it might tick every 15 seconds or every 30
No, I
seconds.
think it's longer than
Usually.
that. It's definitely longer than that. I reckon it's a
Or it
couple
might
of
be every
minutes.
minute. It just because it's a server. If it's tick, it's like EVE
Yeah,
Online. If it's taking more processing
I think
power
it's
off
probably
the
about
server.
30 seconds maybe then. I don't know. The battles didn't change then, but the online player count did on that
Or
tick.
both of them did for me because it was less than 2,813.
So yeah, be interesting to see what happens now, because I reckon what we will see traditionally, we will see waiting for battle, right? And now and then, so you see the numbers, how many is waiting, and now and then you will just see it drop where we just didn't go in
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
They got
were 3-man
2827.
squad. So yeah, we were not selected.
yeah.
I think it's every 30 seconds. I've just seen the online numbers change and the battle's gone up by 6.
Which I'm sorry is completely ridiculous right now, because if you're going into a match and there's 3 of us queuing, and say the other waiting for battle is a 2-man and the rest just singles, just send everybody in
But
and just send everybody in, because right now it's 80% bots. Who gives a monkeys about wins or losses right now?
they're
Just
trying to
give us a damn game, and that's all
stick
that needs
with
to be done
the
at the moment. And
red
as soon
versus blue as well, the Allies versus Axis.
just no,
Because you've
no,
still
forget
got.
about this.
No,
Forget
I
about this. No,
understand
no, no,
that. I
no, no, you
understand that
don't.
you want to forget
What I'm
about
saying is,
that.
forget about all this right now and build the player base up, because right now people are queuing, not getting into a game and going to do something else
Yeah,
until
it's a
we
massive
get this
problem.
sorted. Then we can learn about what people want, allies versus axis, all this other stuff. But right now, if we're queuing for 4 minutes now, and
Well,
everybody else
that's
is
the
waiting,
thing.
and
You,
that's it,
Luke,
we're not getting in. So just put us in. We'll sort out the rest after that. Let's just get the player base up. But
when
right
you
now,
join this match, if it ever happens, you look at not the topography, but look at the foundation of each team and what nations they're playing as. It'll be Russia versus America, or it'll be a lot of NATO players versus a lot of Warsaw Pact players. That's what it'll be, and that's preventing people from joining the match quicker, because I think open every nation versus have America versus America.
So Naval
Like you
had
said,
for a
it doesn't
long time,
matter.
Toby. Naval for a long time has been any nation versus any
Yeah,
nation.
it has.
I've not noticed that these last couple of
I've
days.
never,
It,
I've never
it
noticed
has
other
been
than
that for
It's
years.
always been that in
For
my eyes.
years and
The only-
years and years,
Yeah.
always been any nation
Always
versus
been
any
that.
nation.
Hmm.
It was one of the
Always
first thing they did. So yeah. So
Tanks don't do that.
No, that's correct.
The player base is there for tanks.
But, yeah, but you got 50% playing planes. You've got 49% playing tanks, and you've got 1% if we are lucky
Yeah.
that plays naval.
There's too many game modes and too many nations.
There's not. There is
player
not that.
bases.
There is not. There is
Arcade.
Well, you
planes.
could. That's a fair argument out from the point of
Naval
view that
plane,
naval.
naval
If you look at
arcade, yeah.
naval, you could argue. I mean, don't think Gaiden would do that, but you could argue it would be better to have a combined mode of A, B, and RB, just so you had more people, playing. So if I had to deal with, let's say it was a combination of the two. So let's say I had to deal with that slightly less interesting targeting mode, because I think in AB right
Modern
now
arcade
you
players
just
are
point and
complaining
click,
about that.
right, where you click on the
Yeah.
enemy ship is where your shell is going to land, pretty much. And it was somewhere in between. I could even live with that if it was more engaging than it is at
There's
the moment.
quite a huge exodus on the forums at the moment where Arcade Naval has been subjected to, you no longer can use realistic targeting. So a lot of people are just thinking it's a point and click simulator, and you just click your mouse and that's it.
Well,
You've
that's
got to
pretty
kill.
much what it is.
And a lot of people are complaining about that fact that's been taken away from Arcade.
I'll just say I don't think there's any issue with the amount of game modes or anything else like that. I think the simple fact is there could be 1,000 people right now online that want to play this right now, but they won't, because the last 2 or 3 years they have just been sick and tired of 20-minute queues as a 3-man or a 4-man stack. Now, if that was changed, and they knew that was changed, they would jump in this now and play, and suddenly you've got 1,000 people playing the game. As it stands right now, we've probably got less than 50, and that's because people don't want to wait around, and because
Right.
it's never changed over the years, they're not willing to try again because they know it's going to happen and happen again. Until
Right.
there's actual proof, they might come back. So it's
Right.
not. So that's how it is right now.
You see, a game was
Let me
just
just say
done there.
something,
We went
right?
from 11 or 12 down to 8, right? So we were skipped
Yeah.
again. Yeah?
Yeah, of course we did. And it's obviously dependent on, we're all 3 different nations. But if you look at it, I know we're not talking about nations, but I'm just theorising at the moment. You've got to understand I've got
Don't need to.
different opinions. So French, Japan, and Italy. There's 2 Axis, 1 Allied there. And
Right. Do you
historically,
tell you how?
historically,
Tell you
that's
how I know
correct,
this is
yeah?
different. If we, I think, 95%. I think if we'd all queued singly, as the same country as we are, we would have still got into a game.
And we'd
Maybe
probably
not
be
the
in the
same
same
game.
match. Or maybe one of us, 2 of us making the
Maybe
same match.
2 of us and one of the another, but in
Hmm.
this 8 minutes, we would have all got into a game. That's the difference. But because we're queuing as a 3, no. Gaijin says no. That's exactly what's happening
So
right
there's
now.
2,766
8.5
people
minutes in.
playing, and an average of 32 players. That's 88,512 people playing right now out of 120k. So there's 40,000 players roughly that aren't playing a match at this moment in time, right?
Well, that would be normal, wouldn't it? I mean, people spend a lot of time just spinning tanks or ships in.
Well, they could also be waiting.
Well, they could be waiting
That
or
online
whatever.
doesn't say what status they're at. They could be spinning a hangar in there. They could be talking to a friend.
I don't know
They
how
could
much.
be
I
putting a
don't
bush on
really
the
don't
tank.
know how much you can read out for those numbers.
I just think you can read into what I'm saying. I haven't played Naval for a long time because of these very reasons. There's plenty of people like me that aren't playing Naval for these very reasons. That's as simple as you can
But
make it.
Naval's always the worst game mode to play because it's stagnated. There's not enough people.
I've just told you why there's not enough people. Because people don't want to wait. We're 9.5 minutes into a queue of a stack of 3.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah,
When they
I've
started
been doing it
noticing
for 10
this.
years, but I understand.
No,
where you're coming from.
no. I've been playing since August 2013. I'm on about the
I've been
time when
playing
we
since
started.
2012. but
Toby,
it's not
stop it,
irrelevant.
please.
I'm just telling you
You're
my
just
facts.
nitpicking.
I'm
Listen.
not.
No, listen. No, just stop for a second. Let me finish. I've just said these last couple of years is when we started to really notice that when we queued as a group of 3 or a group of 4, it wouldn't let us in for 20 minutes. It's
Yeah.
not when I started playing the damn bloody game. Okay?
But I can guarantee you when there's an event playing, you'll be easy to get into a match because there's more people to play.
And
You're forced to play a game mode.
And I play 4.0 on battle events, and I know this. But the point is, right now, we're talking about this very moment.
But it's not worse right now because there's a tank event going on. Do you not understand?
There's always an event going on. Okay, so you're telling us we're only allowed to play a given nation depending on what event that is on.
We're doing now a 10
The
minutes.
event cycle dictates where people want to put all the time and effort into.
Yeah, that's true. It absolutely does.
It does, of course it does.
So look, that's just another reason why they should scrap the idea of blocking a 3-man squad.
An effect on the game mode because
I don't play these tank events though. So
I know you don't. I understand that every time there's an event coming up, tank, you don't play it. You play planes and naval. But you've got to understand, if there's a tank event on, the majority of the player base are going to do a tank event because there's a
the majority of the player base of doing tanks are tank players.
Not necessarily. It could be a plane player wanting to get that tank. It might be a Italian
the reason why I don't play
nationalist
naval at the moment is because of these queue times. There is
So,
people like me, Tubby, that haven't played naval for a long time because of these queue times.
I haven't played naval for months. I've just started playing it again.
Why is it when I say something you have to just move the goalpost a little bit with a comment?
The goalpost. I'm telling you, Matt, I've not. You know, for a fact I've not played naval for months. And I asked you today if you want to play naval, and you said no. I respect that.
And why I said no is the reason what I've just said. I don't want a queue. We're nearly 12 minutes into a queue. Nothing has changed in the last 3 years in terms of queues. People like me aren't playing naval.
It's got worse.
Well, it's got the same.
I think it's got worse.
It doesn't matter. This is the same for me. I queued for 20 minutes regularly back in the day when we had like maybe four matches in an evening, and that was it. When you could play a hell of a lot more. The point is, people like me can't play naval because of these queue times, and we don't want to wait and waste our entire evening watching a little spinny thing.
So what I want to know then,
if they just open this up to everybody,
so if you notice there,
here we go.
Finally got 12 minutes.
What was that?
You know?
Yeah, wonderful, fucking fantastic.
So that is a full game cycle, in my opinion. That time frame.
That is nowhere near acceptable.
We're going to join another one.
It's nowhere near acceptable, though.
Just proves the point of queuing as a 3. It's just queuing as a 3 takes a lot longer than queuing on your own.
I'll show you another wonderful thing with this game.
Is even longer.
If I go and take the A point now, then
speed it up.
Please. It will speed it up. So see, there is 4 against 4, right?
No, there's not. There's
not.
There's
3. 3 against 4.
Right.
So you notice on bot games, the bot
5 against
5 players. So there'll be more players being added. Will there be single players?
And that's still a joke.
Good evening, gentlemen.
5v5 most of the day.
But it's still a joke. It's still a joke. If people it could.
It wouldn't.
We've been queuing for 12 minutes. Why couldn't we have just joined the last group of 3 or 4v4 and just put us on that? Does it matter right now? I've just said we need to grow the player base. We need to grow them. So just lump everybody in.
Grow the player base.
See, you're doing it again.
We could have played for like 10 minutes.
No, I'm not picking.
You just picked a damn word I've just said, one word, and just focused on that. It's got nothing to do with that.
Solely as a group, we cannot, as a group, we cannot affect the way how many players play the game. It's not up to us to decide that. We can encourage it, but it's not going to change the fact that
the game will need to change. Lump us all in, rather than just keep people waiting and waiting and waiting, based on whatever algorithm or whatever.
But is that not a tactic to spend money to kind of get out of this loophole?
Say that again.
Is it not the way to spend money and make you get out of this loophole?
What's that got to do with anything right now?
It's got everything to do with it. Think about it.
Just said, lump us all in. Doesn't matter about money. It doesn't matter about who's got the
theory then. Can I ask another theory? After this match, we all pick a premium vehicle, naval, or whatever BR, and join then. See if it's any quicker.
What, as single people?
No. all of us pick
I'm
a
in a
single
premium.
premium ship, regardless of what it is. If you've only got one Delta, let us know what it is, and we'll all try and join at that
Oh,
BR.
haven't we all got premiums in the lineup?
Yeah, well, we can try your 7-3 or something like that.
Just do a premium.
I'm
Just
in
do
a premium
single
right now.
vehicle.
I'm just said, are we all in premiums? Have we all got premiums in the lineup? Because I've got like 4 premiums in my lineup.
Yeah,
I'm on about
the ship
using
I'm in
one.
right now is actually a premium torpedo boat. So,
I'm in a Da Vinci.
so there
I'm
you
on
are.
about just picking one single on your lineup and just taking everything out
I
and
don't think
joining
there
that
is
one.
What's the
anything in
point
that
in
whatsoever.
that?
I just want to test the theory. I'm asking to test the theory. That's
Okay.
all.
Well,
All
I
right,
don't see the
so
point
let's
in
look
that.
at this a
It
different
doesn't
way.
make sense to me.
At the moment,
I'm
and
seeing
there's a
if
few
you
more
only
people that has
orientate
joined now,
player,
right? But
they might
there's
prioritise
no
more.
reason why they couldn't have put us into a match in 1 minute or 2 minutes rather than waiting 10. The result is the same.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I've been saying then. Lump us all in together. I can't make it any more clearer than that right now. Just lump us all in together. Doesn't matter about if it's fair or anything right now, because the game isn't fair queuing and wasting your
What
day.
When this queuing system first came out, disregard naval, right? When tanks were a thing, at the beginning, it was nation versus. I know this is not a thing now, but it was nation versus nation, and it went off how good you were as a player and if you was in a squad or not. Those 3 variables. How do you know any of those have changed or not? You don't know. They've
Well,
said
straight off the bat, tanks were much more popular than naval on day 1 anyway.
yeah, because it was only game mode that was there with them planes, or planes then tanks, sorry. It was planes first, then tanks. But there was still nation versus nation. It was still squad versus squad, depending on how many people were in there, and it was how capable you was as a player. Now, is that transferred over to naval and then been modded in the water?
No,
Because obviously that has more nations to play against each other.
I don't think it's got anything to do with it. I think what's transferred over to naval is none of that. I think what's naval is a small niche community that is not allowed to play together, thus letting these players wait 20 minutes to get into a damn match. That's all we're looking at, I think. That's the most simplest terms to describe naval right now. There is a community. It's niche. It's small, but they're not even letting them play together. That's it. I can't see it any more simpler than that right now.
I don't have time to be 20 minutes on a queue.
There we go.
Well, can we, by all means, try this in Naval Arcade?
No.
3 of us? No.
No, listen.
Why invalidating that fact? It could be that
Because
more
I don't
players
care
are
about
playing
Naval Arcade. I don't care about Naval Arcade.
So that's the
I
problem.
want to play Naval
You
RB.
don't want to play Naval Arcade.
The
but you
majority
play
of
RB.
players. I'm sorry, but the majority of naval players would rather play Naval Arcade.
That's your perspective. That is.
No,
I'm trying to be down the
that's
middle.
statistics.
No.
That's statistics.
No, is it? Where have you
Go
seen
and
the
ask.
statistics?
Go and ask everybody in Discord right now. Just do a poll. I guarantee.
Ask the whole War Thunder community.
Yeah.
Go and ask the forums.
Well,
It could be
people
that more
need-
people playing arcade.
No, there won't
You
be.
just put in your.
By default, a lot more people will probably play arcade. That's like if you're new to War Thunder,
Yeah.
you probably
I know
play
you dislike
arcade before you
arcade,
play
Delta.
anything
But
else.
I know. Mate, you understand there's a bigger picture here, not just.
No, I don't think there is.
But
There is a bigger picture. I'm sorry.
I don't know why
I
you're
don't
going
want
with
to
a
play on
bigger
much,
picture.
mate, but I think this is a bigger picture. This
The
player
more-
base is split between 2 game modes. You got to understand that. Do you agree with that? Naval Arcade, Naval RB, and sometimes Naval EC every Thursday, Friday, whatever it is.
It's all game modes.
It's
are
split
but
at
there
least into 2. This
But
game
there
mode.
should, but there should be enough from every game mode to
But it has an added
accommodate
effect.
else. But
Get
if,
ya.
no. If
I understand your passion. But
shush, just for a second. It's got nothing to do with passion or anything like that. There's enough people out there that would play arcade or realistic battles. There's no issues right there. But I don't know who the person that's come to the channel just to say he wouldn't
MD.
wait. Just like, yeah, sorry, I am.
Hey,
So
hey,
I've got the second
MD,
screen up. Sorry.
MD, can I ask you a
Yeah,
question? If you're not willing to wait 20 minutes for an RB match, would you go into Naval Arcade instead?
no, I will not.
there we
I-
go.
I-
and so-
I don't appreciate. I don't appreciate the game mode. I don't appreciate
yeah.
the game mode.
Yeah, there we
No.
go. There we go.
Well,
There's a
let's
more-
all agree with one thing. We've all played Naval Arcade when we first started, correct?
No,
Correct.
I didn't.
No.
Well, Delta, you told me in the past you played Naval Arcade, then
I got
moved
bloody
to
dragged
RB.
into it. No, it didn't. That was air. That was air.
Well, you can go and look at my stats. I'm
Look
pretty
at
sure I play a
profile
lot
stats.
more Naval RP
Service
than I played
record.
AB.
Service record, Blue Water, one bloody game in arcade battles because I got
Right,
dragged
fair
into it
enough.
accidentally.
Fair enough.
There you go. That's my point.
Well, that's your stance. You don't like fine. That's
Not just
it doesn't
my-
mean.
I'm
No,
just saying-
I'm saying
no.
you as an individual don't want to play Naval Arcade. Well, there's people out
Toby,
there that will
Toby,
play
Toby.
Naval Arcade
Toby,
But what is that to do with anything?
because it's taking players away from Naval RB.
you know what's taking players away from Naval RB is the queue
is
times.
taking
That's
players-
all. M's just said he doesn't want to play because he doesn't want to wait 20 minutes. I haven't wanted to play Naval for months because I don't want to. Years.
Then don't play
Very
it then.
smart.
Simple as that. We're never going to get an improvement in this queue system.
Well, why are you
Do you have a
bothering
join as a
testing it
single?
then?
Because you've asked me to do something and I'm doing it.
Well, that's what we'll find out. You've already just decided nothing's going to come from this. So what was the point in testing in the first place?
Because nothing ever comes. I've been on the forums since 2014. And there have been so many polls and so many conversions and conversations and back and forths and
Plenty of
nothing
things have
gets
changed and
actioned.
plenty of things haven't. If we're testing a theory and we can find out that we've just had to queue over closer to 14 minutes or whatever it was to get
To
a
say it
game,
was at least 12. I can't remember exactly, but something like that.
that's still a long time to queue.
Yeah, it's too long. Yeah.
It's too long for any game.
I mean, I know a lot of people, for example, has jumped from playing Escape from Tarkov to play Elite Arena Breakout just because the queue time's gone down from 6-7 minutes to a couple of minutes. Because people don't want to wait. Their time is too precious that they want to spend time in a game waiting. And waiting for
While they spend golden eagles.
That doesn't speed up
period
your
of
queue
time.
time.
Get to the vehicle what they want to get. They'll force them to buy a premium vehicle.
No, I don't think that doesn't speed up the queue time. And it
It doesn't
doesn't.
speed up queue time, but it gets them where they want to be.
well, that's
still
great
my-
to have a golden vehicle, but if you can't play it because you have to queue for 12
And
minutes,
that's why I
what's the
want
point?
to do the test with the premium vehicle. If you do a top tier
I need a
premium
premium vehicle.
culture,
We already been in premium. We already
I'm on
are.
about just having one vehicle, not 10 on your lineup. Just have
It
one
makes
premium
no
vehicle
difference,
and join
Bobby.
it.
That's
I'll have the same BR and let's see how
I
good we
don't-
can get into a match.
I never in War Thunder have heard anything about that anybody gets into a game quicker because they got a premium vehicle. I can see where
I
you're
just want to
coming
test the
from,
theory.
but I think
I
that's...
just want to test the theory.
Well, what...
You
we-
can test it yourself with other people. I'm not.
Well, I'm just
we,
gonna
we
go
all
and
have
click if I'm
we
on
all
my
have
own.
premium time,
An
right? So
individual
then
person.
that should count for something.
I've got 10 slots. I'm not taking one bloody vehicle.
Just
It's-
make another one and put one vehicle just put a
It's not
premium
gonna,
in.
it's got nothing. No, because it's.
Why
it's
not?
Just
You don't want to
idiotic.
test my theory?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. I don't want to test my theories either. Just want to test this thing.
The whole
Queuing
thing
as
is just to
team.
test
And
as a
that's-
cream.
and
That's
it's
the only
proved-
thing we
we've
want to
already
test.
proved
Oh,
it.
Luke,
Yeah.
one
Well,
match and one kill. That's it. That's beautiful. That's exactly what I experienced this morning.
We've proved a point. After one match of queuing as 3 people, it took.
And it's not just so this example, this game here, wasn't like this 6 months ago, was it?
Well, but if you
Right.
look at
Oh,
if you look
right.
at how quickly the game
It's been like this
finished,
for years. It's
yeah.
been like this for years.
If you look how
And that's
quickly
why I'm
we,
playing Coastal.
time played 9 minutes and 51. We queued for longer than we played.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I play Coastal because I'm getting 14
And that's
kills
why
a
I
match.
don't play at all.
Ah.
Because when people in the squadron ask me if I want to play Naval, I don't want to wait. So
Uh,
if
But
they
that
sort
can
I'll
you
be
say
interesting
what
to
XP
queue
you
with 4
got?
MD. Are you on at the moment?
Yes, I am.
I'll send you an invite.
So if they sorted this out, I'd probably
Just
play
finishing a
Naval
match.
more. If they just sorted
How
this
can
out,
you sort some-
Can I
Yeah,
ask you to
when-
exit out possible if we just want to get this test done?
Okay.
Okay, sure.
I-
No worries.
How can they sort something out if the player
Very
base
easily.
isn't there in the first place?
very easily, they make an announcement saying we've sorted out the whole queuing as a squad. They can do a couple of little things on this. They could allow people just to queue as a squad and get in. If there isn't another squad, then we just go up against bots for the time being. Build the player base up. That's what they need to do. If we have to go into a game with bots, we're doing that anyway. Just build the player base up. People will come back to it. That's all you need. And if 1 or 2 individuals start, it just multiplies, doesn't it? That's how it works.
How may I help you?
So
It's not gonna
let's I will go to Italy as well. So Italy and Japan. That's both if you look at top, you thing, there's both axis, right?
Axis,
Nations.
yeah.
So I'll be Italy as well. So we're Italy and Japan. That seems fair. I'm just going to get
was-
another 6.3 ship in there. So I'm at
Someone's 7-3. Oh, there we go.
no, so it should be 6-3 all around. Yeah.
Yep, it is,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
correct.
fine. So MB, if you just MB stay as Japan, please.
And can I just, as curiosity, has everyone got a premium vehicle in the lineup?
I've got
Yeah,
6.
I got a Freesia in mine as a premium vehicle.
Okay. Yep.
Also
MD,
got
do you
a
have one, buddy?
I also got a
Yes, I do.
plane. So
Yeah, he's got the he's got the Miku like I have, right?
you need to take the 7-3 out. Just go with the 6-3 for now.
He's done it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's queue in and see how that goes.
So the last time was what? 12 minutes something? was
12
it?
minutes
I,
something.
I
Yeah.
thought it was over 13.
Well, I have it as a stream. Okay.
Okay,
So we
great.
can always
Yeah,
go
yeah.
back and look at
Yeah,
on
if
YouTube.
you like, it's over 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it
So
was.
in theory, this should take longer than 12 minutes then?
Yeah.
If
Potentially.
what we're thinking, the more people, the
Potentially.
longer it takes.
Potentially. Yeah.
It could just let us in now, but the point is that it's the time of taking that chance that
Well,
sometimes
there's a good chance because Tier
No.
5's got quite a good
No, what I
spread.
mean is there'll be that evening you come on and you all think, okay, we'll all join as a group of 4. There's that chance it might be a 20-second queue or it might be a 20-minute queue. You
Can
don't
we also
know.
revisit this gunship at the weekend as well, just as a 4 group, to see what it's like at the weekend in terms of
All you need to know,
joining?
all that Gaijin needs to do is just allow it just put you in. If you all
There's
these
13 waiting
compromise-
for battle right now. They could just send us in.
Exactly. Just compromise as well. Look, if you're being queued for more than 2 minutes, we'll just let you play against bots. At least you'll be a group of 4. At least you'll enjoy yourselves.
Well, that's an average of one. That 13 player waiting, that's just one match equivalent of players, in my opinion.
Yeah, you could just join us all together.
Yeah, you need at least 20 for two matches. So there's only one match available in however many people. How many
But
ranks are
we've
playing.
already established that what we're seeing here is probably not completely factual as well.
I
So
don't know
I
how
don't
much
think
we
a
can
lot of
read into
things
that
have shown-
particular number. I don't know how quickly it updates. I don't know how well it's generated.
I think it's ticking the same time as the battles and online. I've noticed it switches. So it's probably going to tick of about 30 seconds on both the waiting screen, because I'm on EU only, I've selected EU, and at the moment it's 41224. What is it for everybody else? On rank 5.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the overall waiting for battles.
So now it's changed to 22023-21. That's basically
I have
the...
serious doubts about those numbers. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't believe them at all. And waiting for battle now is 17. Just lump us all in.
So
That's it.
on
That's what you
EU
do.
there's 12
Eight.
people on my list.
No, I don't
Because
believe that.
I'm thinking it's going to the closest server. I know you've selected all of them, but I'm picking EU because I'm from EU. And it says 2 for America, 2 for Germany, 2 for Britain, 4 for Japan, which I'm guessing myself and MD's the Japanese players, and 2 for Italy. So the Japanese ones are correct, as two other players that we don't know about are playing Japan, and the only 2 Italian players are EU, Delta, and Gunship. It
We
seems
think.
like.
We
Well,
think,
it says that's what I'm thinking. I'm pulling from the EU server listing. I don't go off in North
But-
America or Russia.
All this is irrelevant in the sense of we've now been queuing for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
There was 21 in waiting for battle. Now that's just dropped now down to 9.
No, it's
we're-
8. So I've counted that. 2, 1, 3, and 2 is 8.
Doesn't
Now
matter.
it's changed again. 2, 4.
Still, my point isn't going in that
11.
direction. My point
Yeah,
isn't
but
going in that direction. No,
if
no.
you're seeing a
no,
screen with
listen,
a number on
point-
it, I'm
no,
telling you the screen.
Toby, listen. My point isn't anything to do with this right now. I'm not arguing about that bit.
I'm not
My
having
point
either.
is, but you keep talking over me and not let me finish my point. My point is, we have now been waiting for 3.5 minutes as a 4-man.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Which
Just
not as much
send
as 12
us
minutes
in.
yet, is it?
That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Just send us in. That's
He's not
it.
gonna
End
do
of. I don't care if I'm making the point just
But I'm
send
making
us
a
in.
point. I'm trying to explain the theory of the reasons why
I
we're
don't
not
care
going
about
in.
theories.
We
I'm
don't
just
care
trying
You've
about
got to
that.
understand. You've got to understand. To
No,
me,
no, you
I
have to understand
understand
why we're doing
problems
this.
before I make a reaction towards it,
Okay,
and this is
just
what the problem is.
write them down, and I'll look at them another day.
Why should
This
I
is
write them down? I'm being vocal about it. It's a
I don't,
video.
Toby.
So Toby, it doesn't
that's
really
it.
matter what the reasons are
Fuck's sake.
underlying, because that's for guidance. That's for their developers to look at.
So what's the whole point of us having this video? It's for
The
them to
whole
deal
point
with.
is to show
My
them
goodness.
that we are waiting a
They
long
know.
time in the
They
queue.
know exactly how long they're waiting for queue.
No, I don't think they do.
It's
I
a
don't think they
money-making
do.
thing. Of course it is.
I don't
It's not.
think
This
they
has got nothing
do.
to do with
If
money.
and
It is
actually, if they
money
wanted
making.
to make money, then they would just send us into battle and play.
Yeah.
Because if I could go in every night and have a 4-man squad and go in and play Naval at any
used to do
tier
this
in
the
the
other day.
game, I would absolutely do it. But I know that there is no point. Sometimes even just queuing as 2 people can be a real pain in the bum. So therefore, you just avoid it, right? Because you know that this is going to be the result of it. That you're
Oh,
going to have
people
this
waiting.
ridiculous long
That's
wait
all
time,
right.
and you can't then you can't enjoy yourself, because if you have a couple of hours to play in, this is typically my evening. A lot of people work for 8 hours a day, plus commute, plus having to do the food and all the rest of it. And so
That's
when
me.
they have 2 hours to play, then they
Yep.
want that playtime to be useful, right?
I've just figured something out. We're on the North American server because there's 15 people playing and there's 15 on the counter.
We've just determined.
The other two
no.
servers aren't anywhere near that.
But it doesn't matter, because we keep saying that we don't think this is a visual representation of what's really happening. So it doesn't matter. So we can just put that to one side. Gunship, you remember in COVID how we had a couple of groups of 4s in
yes.
different channels
Yep,
on,
yep.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was
Because
just
COVID in it,
fantastic.
because no one's doing anything else. That's why.
Oh, no, stop, please, just for a sec, Toby, just stop, please. It worked. We knew it was working back then, but at some point in the last 2 or 3 years, it stopped working. Okay, it stopped working. It stopped letting us queue as a 3 or a 4, and eventually it'll take some kind of pity queue. After 25 minutes, we get into a game because something wasn't working. So something's changed. That's what we're just trying to establish.
Well,
Doesn't matter about the count. Doesn't matter about anything else. It's
What's
just
changed?
this.
The player base isn't here. That's what's changed.
Well, yeah, and that's probably very true. There's 2 factors to that. A, the player base is not here, correct? And secondly, you could argue there is a bigger BR spread, right? We're now up on 8.7 or whatever. So there is a bigger spread potentially that people could be playing in, which would require more players. Now, we also used to be, back in the day, not having the numbers online we have right now. I remember for a long time that 50,000 people online was a pretty good number, right? So
Yeah,
that has
it's huge.
also been the case. So it might be that things have never changed and the systems in place have always been the same. The problem is that for Naval RB, forget about AB, for Naval RB, it does not work, because we are sitting here now as 4 people that are paying for premium time, have a lot of premium vehicles, and we can't get a game this is not at the top of the spectrum, because it's not an 8.7 battle, right? It's 6.3. It's somewhere ish in the middle. And you could say, why? So it doesn't include the coastal as much, although we do have coastal ships in our lineup too. I certainly have. So it's just not getting there. So if you're stopping people from getting from playing, let's say 4.0 to playing 8.7, because when they come to 6.3, they can't get a game and they can't play with their mates, people are not going to play Naval. And that's just adding to that. Maybe you think that the game is not as fun as because the cannons flight flow or whatever.
It just snowballs.
It is just not good. So by stopping 4 people to get into a game straight away, the Guardian is shooting themselves in the foot, and they're alienating their player base. And that's really all we need to prove to Gaiden. What they do behind the scene is up to them. But they should say, okay, we've got 4 people over here, we've got 4 people over here. Oh, there's one more, there's 5, here's 5. Bang, in together, here you go, guys. And we put some bots in behind you. And then you've got a game in maybe 30 seconds, a minute at the top.
But can I just add there,
should
when you
do.
just said, but also what they should do is if you've been queuing for a couple of minutes and they can't establish a 4-man and a 4-man to go up against each other, or a 4-man and a 4-man and a 1-1, whatever, they should just send that 4-person in to a game. It doesn't matter right now. Like I said, just build the player base up. If we go against bots, then give us a modifier that gives us 20% less silver lions, whatever. Build the player, encourage people to come back. Think of it like an early access period for this right now. Those that are playing it get slightly rewarded because, yeah, we're going against bots. There's no real struggle there. Just treat it like that and build the player base up properly.
Or even to the point, if there's a 4-man squad on one side, then put an extra person on the other side, just to even it up a little bit, if that's what you want to do. I would rather that and get a battle quicker.
Yeah.
Because this is just...
Probably just speak after...
This kills the game.
We're kind of carrying on and I can't get a word in, so...
That's it. It kills the game to wait for 10 minutes.
I'm trying to do it before we start a match, so I said to you there was 10 people waiting on EU. Or America it was, North America. That's now dropped to 6 people, and the waiting time numbers has gone up to 9. Now North America is still on 6, and guess what? EU is on 9. It's jumping from North America to EU. It's not gone to Russia yet, but I've noticed it's gone originally in North American numbers because they were high, and then that's gone below subpar, and it's now jumped to EU numbers waiting. I'm looking at the numbers now. It's 7, and guess what? EU is 7. Guess what? North America is 6.
But we keep talking about the fact
that might be how the algorithm works. That it jumps from server to server.
Visual representation.
Yeah.
There's only one figure on this entire little thing in front of us that matters right now, and that's the waiting time.
Yeah.
Not waiting for battle, not countries.
Waiting for battle is an important figure. That's showing you how many people are actually physically waiting in a queue on the rank that you've picked.
I literally just said 20 seconds ago, and I said this minutes before that, and we've all said this in this entire conversation tonight. We're not sure, and we're probably convinced that this is not a visual representation of what is actually happening in terms of waiting for battle and all this stuff. So I've just said that again and again. You've said that.
Can you all follow me then, please? Can you just click on EU? Because click on EU, please.
Oh my God, what have you said?
Cycle between EU and waiting time. When it toggles to the next value of members of people, so at the moment it's 8 for my screen. Can I just ask what it is for your screen on waiting time?
Well, mine is not 8.
8. See,
8. Click on. I'm trying to find out what the anomaly is.
Yeah, but hang on a minute.
There's 8 people.
You can't really see that because it has a rank system, and rank doesn't mean the same as BR.
Rank 5. I know, but we're at rank 5.
No, we are not. We are at BR 6.3. So,
which is rank 5.
Not necessarily.
Not everything is rank 5.
But that's
not
your
necessarily.
Maximum rank. It's your maximum rank on your lineup.
No. Rank.
Yes, it is. I've got nothing at rank 6. I've got 1 ship at rank 4. All the rest are rank 5.
Okay.
So it's rank 5.
Okay. Rank has something to do with how you progress through the tree. It does not work by rank.
Yes, it does.
It not works out.
Click on EU and tell me there's no Roman numerals on the left hand side.
Okay.
We're highlighted in rank 5. There was 3 players in Japan, me being one, MD being another, and a random
it'll take your highest vehicle, surely. It'll take you 6 points.
Yeah, exactly. Rank 5. It doesn't put me in a rank 4 because I've got a rank 4 ship in my rank 5 lineup.
But we've said this over and over again this evening, that this is not a visual representation of what's really going on. It doesn't. We don't know.
It's telling you the truth. Waiting for battle 11. EU players 11 across rank 5.
Okay.
Read it. You can see it.
Okay, let's say you're absolutely correct. It still doesn't take away from the fact that we've now been waiting for 13 minutes.
It does, because 3 people got in 12 minutes.
Why?
Have another 2 more minutes, and we'll probably be in a match in 2 more minutes.
Okay, fantastic.
We'll
then
see.
50 minutes. We wait for 15 minutes for a game, then that's
It's going to be longer than 3 people waiting.
Like
after
it's
this, quicker when 2 people's waiting.
After this, go into a tank match, okay, and have a look at the have a look at all the numbers
There's
the
loads
tank.
of people playing tanks because
Yes,
there's a
but
tank event on.
My goodness, Toby, you just made a point of not being able to speak. Let me finish.
No,
If you go
I'm
into
just,
no, doesn't matter if there's a tank event on or a plane event on or anything. Let me
what's
just
this, arcade
finish.
or realistic? Which one do you want me to
Just
go
go,
into?
whatever you bloody well like. I don't care. The number will be the same. What I'm saying, Toby, okay, is you will
As a
look
four-man
at
team, are we going to do that as a four-man team?
Toby. Just shush for a second. I keep telling you, stop. You're just like a child at
Ask me
times
to
with
stop.
this.
Don't please tell me. Ask me to stop.
It's got to the point now. I'm telling you to stop, just so I can get my point across. Okay.
You've
You
got
will
your
see the
points across.
numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the numbers, and they will not reflect. If there's 112,000 people online right now, and you see your numbers in a tank match of 30s and 40s and 50s in
Yeah.
the rank, really are them numbers? No, they're not. They're not
So
true.
the online number doesn't represent what's in the waiting list at the moment. Disregard the online number, disregard the battles. That's nothing applicable. When you're waiting for a queue,
The
now at the
simple
moment,
way of looking
EU,
at
what?
is we're not sure if this is a visual representation of what's going on, and that's
Well,
the end of. Because
it
nobody's
is
sure.
because the European Union, there's 9 people waiting.
You don't know this because
Well, I'm
if you watch,
clicking. If you click on waiting and
oh
click
my
on
God,
Northern America,
But
Toby,
I
CIS,
don't
the
really care
EU,
which,
half an
I'm
hour
queuing
ago,
on
I'm
all the
telling you.
servers, right? I'm
Toby, half
queuing
an
on
hour
all the
ago, you said
servers.
you weren't sure if this was a visual representation either.
Well, I've been watching it
You
for the
said
last
that.
12 minutes
But
or
that just
15 minutes.
But I'll give you
And
I'll
every
give you
time
a
it
different
ticks,
number. I'll give you a
every
different
time
number.
it ticks, it changes on the wait. So 10
Fine,
people
it does.
in
Fine, you're
EU
right. You're absolutely
and
right.
10
But we're
people.
still
Toby, yeah,
waiting.
you're correct. You've won this argument. Fine,
Yeah,
great.
fine.
Let's
No
stop.
problem. We
Yeah,
say
end
it's
up.
absolute
15
gospel.
minutes
Not a
waiting
problem.
time. That's all we need to know, though.
Yeah.
15 minutes now.
But
That's
by
it.
those numbers, we should be
I
in a
don't
match now.
care.
By those numbers, that's enough players on rank 5 to
No.
put us in a match.
It doesn't matter because we should be in a match after a minute.
Yeah.
And what I
But
mean
it's
by
not
that is
going to be there.
no, Toby. I've said this a few times. I'm going to get some crayons out soon because it's just getting a bit boring.
You get some crayons out.
I've just said, just send us into a match after 2 or 3 minutes of waiting. Just send us into a match. Doesn't matter what we're up
Yeah,
against.
I
it's
agree
just
with that.
anything. Just
Right.
build the player base up, okay?
And if
Doesn't
that's the
matter about
case,
numbers,
they could have
doesn't
done it
matter
by
about
now
anything
with
else.
these numbers. These minimum numbers, you can get in the match if it's
God.
I don't
versus
think honestly they know.
disregard
I don't
the
think honestly they
nations.
know. Another thing I can tell you is that I started streaming this 42 minutes
15.
ago now, and we have played for just over 9 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We have been here for 42 minutes, and we have played for 9 minutes, and that gives you how big how badly this game has been designed when it comes to try and cue people into a match.
I believe we're going to be going in the match in the next 2 minutes. We've
Does it
literally.
matter though?
It'll be interesting to see if we do.
Look at the waiting to battle because it's gone up to 15 and now it's dropped to 10. So that means
You said
someone
that
just got
minutes
into
ago.
a match.
It just does this all
Someone
the
just
time.
got into a match.
People get into
So-
a match all the time. So exactly, that has proved the point. Guess who's probably got into the match? A single player person. The
Well,
whole
that's
point,
obviously
the
an
whole
issue.
point of this was to test of a 3-man and now a 4-man, and the results are exactly the same. In fact, the 4-man's longer
The
than the
4-man's
3.
worse.
Yes, but it's
We knew that though.
There's no competition between them. They're both worst.
No,
15 minutes.
no, 4's worse than 3. Yeah, I disregard.
It doesn't
12
matter.
minutes is a long time to wait, but
Exactly.
17 minutes is
Not
even
a
longer.
competition. It's just terrible. So I'm just saying, if we've been queuing for a couple of minutes, send us in. Send us against bots for all I care. Just give us a 20,
Well, the bot's
30%.
supposed to have sorted it out, and it's not.
Just give us a 20.
That's the whole point of this
30%
little video
reduction on
experiment, is to
rewards.
show that they have not sorted it out at all, right?
Yeah,
Gaiden has said that they're taking away the fact that you don't have to wait if you queue in as a team in Naval, only in Naval, right? And I think I can say with a high degree of certainty that is not the case, because we are still queuing. And I would like us to stay on until we actually get in to see if that is the case. Oh, we just had a visitor from the almighty snail in chat, so that's quite interesting. But there we go.
I'd like to suggest, obviously it's a bit heated today, but I'd like to see if we can do this over a couple of days rather than just one night, because I think that's a better
So
average
I'm
of
not allowed to play on
understanding
a
what's going on.
Thursday night.
No. I'm just saying we can't just make a rational judgment and say, "Oh,
Toby,
it's
there's
all
no
gone to
rational
shit."
judgment. It's been going on for
Because
3 years, mate.
yeah, but if you want evidence and
judgment.
visual evidence to show people,
I
i.e.
look at some of your
gauging,
gunship
you need to
past
do it
streams.
more than once.
I look at some of my
Delta.
past streams. It's been going on for years, Toby. We don't need to do any more proof. It's been
But
going
we
on for
do.
years.
You need to get an average. You can't just go off one day of gaming. We have to try it at the weekend. We have to try it over a couple of weekday nights to kind of get, yes,
No,
it's
we
happening
don't.
all the time.
No, we
You
don't.
can't just go off one day's experience. You can't.
No,
You
we
can't
don't.
make a judgment call off one day.
No, we don't, Toby, because you're missing the complete point of this.
And you're missing my complete point.
Okay, well, I'll hear your point after I finish my point, okay? Just hold on.
Understandable. Carry on.
Hold on for a second. We're now near enough 20 minutes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. It honestly doesn't matter at this point. No. Just you can laugh. But just mute yourself for a second if you need to.
I don't need
If
to
you
mute
can't-
myself, thank you.
If you can't be quiet, just let me finish this. It doesn't matter about any of this. This has been going on for years. Gunship's got previous streams of us all playing. We've seen it. We're the whole test bed of this for the last couple of years. We've seen it. There's no more proof needed. We don't have
So
to get.
why do you think it's going to change? This video is going to change. If that's the case over the years and years of playing the game, it's never changed. Why do you think one video is going to make it change with one experience, one night of experiences? I think that's going to change.
Well,
I believe.
I can't say
we'll
more
have-
than I know that a certain person is watching.
I believe.
And we
if you
only
do it
need
on a
one.
four-
We only need one.
No, you don't. You
No.
don't. If you did it in a 4-part video series over 2 weekdays and a weekend, for example, just let's throw that theory out there. You've got more people at the weekend. If it improves at the weekend, we know it's a numbers issue,
Not
right?
going to
If it
Of course, we know
improves
it's a
another
numbers issue.
day,
That's why it's not a
Well,
problem when
but
you play tanks or planes.
you can't just go off joining matches on
That's
2
fair
and
enough.
10
You have to feed the snail.
to get the median of this all experience. You can't.
You're taking something, and you're just creating something completely different.
But I'm not. It's
We know
statistics.
as a squadron, we know as a player base that this has been going on for a couple of years now. You
I
don't need to
understand that.
test this anymore.
But
This-
you going, I've had
just
2 matches, I've joined 2 matches. One was 13 minutes and one was 21. It's not working. They're going to say, well, can you have a bit
Sorry?
more evidence, please?
What? The last 2 or 3 years are evidence from our point of view. We're giving them our point of view. We don't
So
need
if
to give
they've-
them more than that.
They've got evidence internally on the servers. They
Oh,
know
you
exactly
don't
what they're
speak
wasting
to them.
time.
No,
You don't
that you assume that
They're
they're
right,
spending a
they're
lot of
right.
time
And you're
looking up their
assuming
stats.
that they don't know how their own game operates.
I don't care right now.
To some degree, they do not
They
always
have to
know how
have
their game
internal
works.
systems. They know the time frames. They've worked this
Just
situation
I don't know
all
why
in
you
one
have
from
to take
day
this
one.
and make it into like some kind of epic Lord of the Rings
I'm not
trilogy.
making it into an Epic Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm just
tested
asking for
tonight. 2
more
games.
testing days.
We just tested.
That's all I'm
tonight.
asking
We
for.
just said this topic. That bit where I keep saying about 2 or 3 years. We've been there. People like people like
So
me.
the whole
don't-
point of putting this
Toby,
on a video
Toby.
to record to prove to Gauging that this is an issue.
It's
Why
not
have we not
it's,
done
it's,
this
it's
over
streamed online,
time
and
we've been
because it's
playing?
streamed to YouTube, it will be there straight away. We got 8
It's
people
just
right
that.
now
It's
looking
just-
at us. By the way,
It's just right
Waiting
there.
I understand
timer.
that. But
Toby,
you've got to understand that there's more
we
to
don't have
play
to
than
understand.
just. You
You
can't
need to
give
understand
evidence to
respect.
Gauging on just 2 games. You have to
Toby,
give them
Toby.
concise, consistent information over a couple of
Toby,
days.
please just stop. This has got nothing to do with anything. We're not here to run multiple tests. We
You've
just
got to do
running this.
different times of days, weekends.
We're not-
Most of the player
we're not
base don't
scientists.
don't
We're not
play at the
mathematicians.
weekdays. They play
We're
at the
not doing it
weekends.
like this. We're not some kind of team put together by the government to do this. We're not. We're just doing this. This is all
You're
we
just
ask.
being pedantic now. I'm just trying to give
keep
more
cutting
evidence
across
to
all
help
the
in this
time.
issue
But
of
you
getting
don't.
stuff sorted out within internally, if
told-
that's the
Toby,
case. If they want to do
We just
that,
told you, Toby, we don't need that. We don't need all
then
this
what's the whole
theorizing.
point of this? What's the
This,
whole point of
what
this
we've done
exercise then?
tonight.
I think this
What
has
we've done
already,
tonight.
to a large degree, proven the point
Jesus
that we all know in our hearts of hearts, if we queued as a single person, right, we would get in quicker than 23 minutes time.
Yes.
Yeah? All of us.
Everyone
Yeah.
knows that. Yeah,
Okay,
individual.
so
yeah, straight away.
so that's the whole point of the exercise, and really what we are trying to say is, if you let us in and play straight away within a couple of minutes, like a single player queuing, then you will increase the player base, because funnily enough, it's a multiplayer game and people like to play together and work as a team. And so just send us in as a team and let us play. And if you need to add a few more bots on the other side, or a few more single players on the other side to make it balance out for balancing reasons, you know, by all means do that. We don't care. What we want is to be able to get into a battle in the same time as it takes a single person to get into battle.
Yeah, that is all we want. And that's all we've wanted for the last couple of years, but we've not been able to do this. And we know this because you could ask so many people in our Discord who were there from the start. We were there from the start of Naval. And we've seen it go from huge groups in our Discord to hardly anything. Yeah. Because people aren't queuing. Gunship, when was the last time we played? We had a couple of games, didn't we? I don't know, maybe about 6 weeks ago. And we were still queuing as a 2 for ages.
Yeah.
But before that, how long ago was it that I played Naval aside from events?
I remember the good days was when we on our Discord we will have 3 teams of 4 playing, and it was great because people just in there playing the game, enjoying it, and we just can't do that anymore because Gaiden has destroyed having a community. You can't have a community. You can't play as a group of players, because you are not allowed to go in and play, because that is seen as unfair. And that was okay when they did it in planes or tanks, when you got maybe 50,000 people right now playing planes. So we queue in 6.3 BR, let's say, as 4 people in planes. And we have done that. We have sometimes done that together. We get a game. We don't even think about it. We'll say, okay, we bit BR we're playing, 4.3, okay. And you take your BF 109E or whatever it is, and you go in, and it just stopped now. It just died because Toby,
the queue's just gone.
Because Toby cancelled.
Oh,
why did you cancel, Toby?
Gone offline.
He's gone offline. Okay.
Can I just say something?
Remove him as queuers again.
Sometimes I feel bad for not squadding with my own squadron, but it's that thing. I
didn't
don't have time for it.
I didn't cancel. My game crashed. I didn't cancel. My game crashed.
All right, well, come back in again, and we'll get you back in the queue.
I'm just going to prove it to you as well, because I'm not lying to you. I'm going to send you this.
It's fine.
No.
You don't need proof. Just carry on with what you're saying. It doesn't matter. Carry on what you were saying, please.
So sometimes I'm sad because I cannot squad with you guys and be in a part of in a game where we show our supremacy. But I just I don't have time for long time queues.
Nobody does.
Yeah, and I feel bad about that. And I've been away, not just because of personal reasons, but sometimes it's because of this as well. I have some stuff to do and some missions or something like that, and I cannot just squad and wait for 10 minutes.
There's no other multiplayer game where the queue times are like this. I've never seen a queue time like this in any other multiplayer game. And
so why do we play it then?
Doesn't matter.
You're coming back in, Toby?
Yeah, I am doing, yeah.
I have sent you an invite.
I want to play this. I've already said I want to play this, but I'm not going to be prepared to wait this long, same as same as many other people, so we don't play it. And tonight's just proved again that we've come on and queued, and nothing's changed in the last couple of years.
I'm playing it as single player, though. That's the reason I'm playing it, because I want to get into a match and get
you do that. That's fine. You do that. But it still doesn't change where I am right now. It still doesn't change where Emma is right now. It still doesn't change the fact that in the past we were queuing as a 3 or a 4, and somebody would join the Discord, and we'd have to split.
So you'd rather not play the game if you can't get into a game match than adapt and change the way you play the game?
Yeah, quite frankly, because
the
reason why I go and play Arena Breakout, for example, is because I can play it with real people as a team in a game. I enjoy the cooperative element of that.
Well, can we just do something now and cancel and all join individually as a single, see what happens? As we are now, just split a team into singles and all join now and see if it gets us into a match. A same match.
We won't get into the
Because
same
we're all
match.
squadron members, aren't we?
We know this.
We're
Yeah,
not
we're all
10
squadron members.
Because it's now 10 past the time I normally go, to be fair with you. So I just want to try it. Let's all individually join as a single.
Well,
and
there's
see if we
actually
join the same
one
match.
test I would rather do, and that is to put us into 2 teams of 2.
Here we go. Let's do that then. I don't mind.
Right.
I
So,
it's a bit-
Green, if you invite Toby, and I will invite because you can just stay in my channel,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
And just let me
Yeah,
know when
I
you're ready.
accepted. Yep, ready.
Okay, so,
So-
queuing in 3, 2, 1, queue.
Okay.
So okay, so we now have 2 teams of 2 trying to queue in, and we're doing this at 55 minutes.
Because if this is a better way of doing it, then that might be the way
There's
we're
no
going
better.
forward.
No. We don't want to go forward in a different, better way or
No.
whatever. We want to queue as a group of 4.
Yeah.
It's plain
I'm
and
saying if we get into a
No,
a
I'm not
match on the same
compromising.
side is what I'm talking about.
I'm not compromising.
Yeah,
It's
It's not a
been like-
perfect world, Delta. You can't
Oh
make
my
it all about yourself and how it works in your head.
Oh.
You've got to understand the bigger picture.
There's no bigger picture, Toby. I've been talking about this for 2 or 3 years now. There's no bigger picture. The picture's already ran off and painted another picture.
Then you don't play it because it's not going
I
to
don't know,
improve
do I?
in the next
That's
6
the point.
months.
Oh my God.
seeing as we don't play a lot
Toby.
of Naval because it's pointless.
We only
Jeez.
play on the event times, and that's when the numbers are.
I don't even play on the
obviously
event time. I don't really care about World War
naturally
One battleships. I
increased
think I've
because
got
the
enough
event,
of
'cause there's
those
more
kicking
people
about.
playing.
You know.
But you've got to understand the numbers are
there's
more
no-
improved when there's an event about. Yes,
Yeah,
there is.
of course they are. We still don't get be able to queue
we're
in
making a
easily as a
point.
team as 4. So yeah, if that's the
Regardless-
best the game can offer me, I'd rather not play.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
That's it, there we
it's
go.
like the only way to win is not to play.
Yeah. We used to play as a 4-man and have no problems. We used to have plenty of 4-man teams in the first few years. After that, it was just impossible. And after that, we had to start splitting groups to the point then where people just didn't want to. Because you know what? I liked playing with Gunship and Saws and Phantom and all them in that group of 4. And then when we had to split them down, I was like, well, no, I came online to play as a group of 4. I'm not playing as a group of 2 and a 3 and
Yeah.
seeing the ones I've
I remember that
in
feeling.
the other group. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it was. So I'm not compromising anymore, Toby. I've been like this for a couple of years. So we've already proved the point that we're queuing for days. Just sort it at this point. Just
Yeah.
send us in with bots. And then
We're queuing for days. We're queuing for about 20, 25 minutes. Don't exaggerate, please.
that was just fucking petty. Just stop it right now.
Well, don't over exaggerate. Just be factual. We're not
Stop
queuing for
that,
days.
Toby.
It's
It's
just
called
20,
stop.
25 minutes. I understand that. But
Just for
it's
the time being,
get
you're on
under
mute. I
people's
cannot
skin.
be bothered. I'm done with shit like this. It's petty. Unbelievable, Toby. So what I'm trying to say is, tonight we've proved the point. We've queued as a 3, got a game after nearly 13 minutes. We queued as a 4, and we got to 25 minutes. And the only reason we didn't get into the game was because Toby crashed. So it could have been a 30-minute queue or a 40-minute queue. We might never have got a queue. So there's no compromising right now. It's just, that's it.
And even I would say
Awesome.
right now, for 2 people at 3 minutes, that's too long in the modern world.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
We
It is.
should not be queuing for that long.
And probably behind the scenes, I think what is happening is, because we're all in from the same squadron, right? It probably looks at it and saying, ooh,
Have you both got?
it probably looks like we are still queuing as 4 to some degree.
Have you
Yeah,
the
exactly.
squadron leaders
Exactly.
of these 2 matches? Have you got the
Just send
setting
us in.
turned
Just
on?
send us in against bots, and just
Well,
send
you
everybody
join
else
a-
that's been queuing after
not
2 minutes
listening
in,
to me.
either against players or just against bots, and build the player base up like that. When people start to say, "I've been playing Naval for the last couple of weeks. I've been getting no queue time at all. I've been getting in. Yes, it's been bots, but it's been at least fun because I've been able to play with my friends." And then eventually, we start to see player versus player a bit more. It's just we're basically 5 years into a Naval early access period right now. Just send us in.
I mean, there's
Okay.
nothing I would love more for us to go in 4 people, and then Rowan's squadron came in with 4 people, and we had a good match together. Love it, absolutely love it. That's what I would love to do.
Gunship.
But if there's 5 single players queuing, just send us in with them.
Yeah.
Or if they don't want to because they don't like the idea of teamwork and having been up against a team, then just send us in with bots for the time being. At least let us play. That's all we're asking. Reduce the Silver Lion and RP gain if it's going to be up against bots. Fine, I don't care. I'm not playing for stuff like that. I never grind. I don't care. Just send me in so I can play with friends and not spend the best part of an hour queuing for one game tonight.
Yeah.
That's it.
The reason why we are sitting here is some petty player at one point said, "Oh, it's unfair if I get up against a 4-man squad." That's the whole reason. And while that can be sustained and fixed in planes and in tanks because they have the numbers, right now that's not a sustainable way to deal with it in ships.
Neither is this. If you guys have muted,
we got a team, a game
now.
now.
No, I won't mute you. I just want to get my point across on that. I just annoying.
We got
we're
a
in a game now. You in a game.
So the thing is, are we in the same game? Yes,
we're in the
we are.
game. Yeah.
Doesn't matter, does it?
What does it matter?
Right. I was trying to talk over you. I was trying to get my point, and I thought Gunship muted me because he wasn't answering me. Obviously, you said you muted me.
I had not muted. I heard you perfectly.
Well, I asked
okay.
3 times, Gunship.
Yeah, and then I just shut up and I listened, waited for you to talk.
My point is, the 2 squadron leaders, Gunship and Delta, have you got the mechanic turned on of joining existing games or not?
No.
I never join existing games. I don't want to join existing games.
No, see, you're being biased towards your favouring your situation rather than the mechanics of the game.
That's not a mechanic.
If you select on automatically join a game, would that not improve the game time? That's all I'm asking.
It won't improve my game time.
How do you know it won't?
No, you're missing the point. You won't.
No.
No.
Listen to it without being biased towards your.
I'm not being biased, point. But when I say my game time, I mean the time I allocate in real life.
Luke, we're in the same match together. What a surprise! My theory worked out.
This is the worst person to bring into this because you just
because I'm not looking for. I'm thinking of different theories.
Okay, the problem about the reason why I have that setting set. Okay, the reason why I have that setting set is because, for example, if you do take off plane match, if you don't take off the airfield at the same time as anybody else, you're at a disadvantage.
I'm just on about navally. I'm not on about any other game mode. Naval. If you were to join a match 1 minute into the match starting.
Yeah, if you're at a disadvantage, you know that from yourself. You've just been playing coastal. If you can't get to the capture point in time, you're done for.
I know for a fact you sometimes wait on matches for a couple of minutes before you start the match because it's them big circle matches complex. I know for a fact everyone does that, you spectate and wait and then join the match and you get shot first. That, to me, if you were to select that option to join an existing match, I can guarantee your queue time will be.
Toby, I've already said I don't want to compromise.
See, again,
no.
You're not even thinking about the theory. You don't understand the theory of improving the queue time. It's not about individual necessities. It's about making the queue time go quicker. And I think that option, having it switched on, joining an existing match, would improve your quality of life in the game.
Flying, whatever. I've just said for the last couple of years, it's been that annoying that I'm not willing to compromise and jump through hoops just to get something to happen. No, we don't do that anymore. No, we don't.
A 4-man team, 4 minutes. It's just took a 4-man team getting to a match 4 minutes to split the group.
No, it took two-man's teams 4 minutes to get in, or 5 minutes to get into a match.
I said two-man teams 4 minutes to get into a match. I've just said that.
But we got into it, great. But what was if we didn't get into it? So we went into 2 separate games.
So if we did this for a full day, and I got into 8 out of 10 matches as a group of 4 doing this way, I'd rather do it this way than group and then queue up with 4 people.
Yeah, you would do if you're desperate, but I'm not that desperate.
Yeah, I'm not that desperate either.
It sounds like you both are desperate to get into a 4-man match. We're still a 4-man match in the same game. We were just
Yes,
two
so
separate groups.
because it happened, because it worked on that particular occasion. But what was if it doesn't? So I have to then
Then we
endure a
wait till the
game
next
without.
match. Then we wait till the next match.
You can do that then. You can find a couple other people, and I'll just wait till we get a 4-man. Or
Oh,
in
okay.
fact,
Well, we're waiting half an hour and I'll be waiting 4 minutes if that's the theory.
well, don't be waiting now. I'm playing another game, won't I? We've already established this. We keep having to repeat the same damn thing
not
to
repeating
you.
the same.
I don't
No, you're not.
understand. why
I've
it's
got
so
a better understanding of the game mechanics than it sounds like you have, because I'm trying different theories and some of them are working, and you're keeping single-minded, thinking about one way of doing it, and it's never going to work that way. I'm sorry.
Toby. We just said earlier that we don't care about your theories. You can have your theories and just keep
I've just
playing your
proved
theories
it, haven't
all
I?
night. I don't
And I'm
care.
asking about the joining a match, existing match toggle. You've got it both switched off. Is that not affecting the queue time? Obviously, it could possibly be. You can't just look at a single-minded way of joining a match. It doesn't just mean there's not enough people on. That's the reason why. There's loads of different scenarios because of it. There's people online, there's time of day, there's different nations, there's rank system. There's so many different variables. You just
stop. You're so fucking annoying tonight. Just stop. We're not asking
I'm
about
annoying
this.
tonight because I know I'm right. I'm sorry.
There we go. That's why you're annoying,
Because I know I'm right. I've got
We're
more.
not asking about this, Toby. We don't care.
It's not just a single-minded approach to the way it's going wrong. There's so many variables involved in it. You need to understand that.
Well, all I understand is I have to wait a really long time if I want to queue in with 4 people to get a match. That's all I need to know.
4 or a 3 on a night. And
Don't really care about the reasons why.
Yeah. Don't need the theories. I don't need the mental gymnastics of what I need to do to get into a game. I just want to be able to queue as a 3 or a 4. And if I can't get into a game after 2 or 3 minutes, just send me in against bots. That's my night. That's my enjoyment of the evening. End of. Don't need to get a board out and start doing algorithms and whatnot. Equations. Just that. And no more compromising. That's my point, and I'll just be silent now because I'm just tired of this.
That's all I'm saying. There's one more.
Jesus Christ. It's been a fucking effort tonight.
You don't understand my reasoning though? Do you not
Yeah,
agree
but
with
I think that they are largely. It's all your reasoning is some kind of excuses
It's not
for
smoke and
what
mirrors.
should be
not smoke and
working.
mirrors. It's fact. It's in the game. All these things are in the game, and all I'm looking at is individual things that may affect the way the queue system works.
And you know what? I'm asking Gaiden to change that. That's what I'm doing. I'm not asking for tell me how your system works. I'm just telling me, put me into a game after 2 minutes with 4 people. That's all I'm asking. Don't care how you do it, just do it.
It might be a complex fix.
Yeah.
You just don't know the inner workings, do we?
No, and I'm not acting like I understand the
easy.
inner workings either. I'm just saying, all I see is it took us, well,
And
we
neither
might
am
never
I.
have got into a game with a 4-man because, you know,
All
you
I'm
happen to
saying
drop.
is going off what the game mechanics show you as a player, what the menu options are, what the nation divide is, what the ranking system is. It's all there in front of you. It's just how you read it and represent it. That's all it is. And it is there. They have told us in the past how this affects different game modes, be it arcade, be it realistic battles.
Well, whatever they say they're affected, whatever they've done, doesn't work very well, does it?
Well, it seems to have worked on this occasion.
Not really. I still think 5 minutes too long.
It's 4
I
minutes
think
45 seconds.
and it is completely. Well, it doesn't really matter if it's minutes or seconds. And
I would rather wait 4 minutes than 25 or 29 minutes that last match when I got kicked out because of a stack done. That's what just happened.
well, you're probably so bored that you started alt tabbing around. That was probably the reason you got kicked out.
No, it wasn't. The reason I got kicked out is because it crashed. And ever since this new update happened, it's done it quite often, to be fair. And it will eventually probably needs my NVIDIA drivers updated. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, well, let's blame it on NVIDIA then.
Do you not think there's just more to it though than just looking at the numbers on the screen?
No, not really.
When there's all these
The
variables
only
that
thing that
affect
is
the
in it to me
gameplay.
is how long I have to wait, you know, and MB has an absolutely perfect setup. I don't play AB. I play RB. We have done it before. We've been playing RB before. We've been in teams together and have a good time. and for whatever reason we can't do it now, and it might well be because is players number, it might be because it's a Thursday, it might be because there is a tank event on. All of that is valid, but it's still not taken away from the fact that I can't play the flipping game.
But it is a variable that is affecting, in my opinion, it's a variable that's affecting the way
But
we
it's
can't play like
something.
we
It
used to
is
play.
something. Legend, I play both coastal and blue water, but I got all the coastal pretty much, so that's why I do blue water more at the moment. It's just. It's a problem they've had for such a long time, and they have not done anything to change it, because let's be fair, they're developers, and if 99% of the reason for why they're developing stuff is to do with planes and tanks, then they don't give a rat's ass about naval, right? It's a low priority.
I understand.
I get that, and all we are saying is, while it's a low priority to you, and you do have some naval squadrons out there, the players that generally would like to play together and be guaranteed that they go in as a 4-man squad, right? Then
even if it's against bots.
Even if it's against bots, then just do that. Fix that, because at least you get people that are playing the game rather than not bothering and going elsewhere.
There's 9 game modes, we all agree to that, right?
And if it was sorted 2 or 3
why
years ago, we wouldn't be doing this
battle-
tonight. We'd be playing pretty regularly.
I understand why
That
arcade
hasn't been the
battles
case,
there
so
is
we
to
know there's an
facilitate
issue.
the console players. I understand why that's there, right? But if it was for me and I owned gauging, I owned the way the direction the game went in, I'd be honest with you, I'd get rid of arcade and keep RB in simulator mode. That would be it. Doing that alone would improve the numbers across the board, in my opinion, on queuing times. Just reducing those 9 game modes to 6. Because I'm going to admit to you, I played arcade on every game mode when I first started, and then I moved to realistic battle because I prefer realistic battles. But if realistic battles, for me, I have to wait 20 minutes for a match, I'll go back to arcade. I want to play the game, I want to enjoy the game. I don't care what game mode it is, I prefer realistic battles. But if it's stopping me from playing the game, I'll
yes,
play
but
it.
that is you. You also spent 10 grand on the game because you are quite obsessed with it, and that's fine. But most people don't do that. Most people that want to queue in with their friends and can't get to do it, just basically, they don't even do what we are doing now, which is trying to prove a point. They just leave. And I'll tell you another thing. Another thing is, for example, streaming gameplay, right? I don't get money for streaming. I'm not a high-tier streamer. But one of the reasons I always have seen when I've been playing squad plays that people like to come and join a screen if they can see iNavy play as a team, because that's fun. There's interaction. People talk together, right? But as soon as it goes into we have to wait 10 minutes for a battle, people leave and they go elsewhere. Of course they do. Yeah? But that also means that naval never get the same exposure that, for example, tanks do or anything like that, because people just
the money's
disappear
in
off.
tanks and planes, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Well,
As
yeah,
a-
and that's fine, but it makes it doubly worse or quadruply worse if there's nothing to see. Because nothing is happening, because nobody wants to sit and watch the timer going up to 20 minutes.
They need a
It's soul
drastic change. I
destroying.
think it's going to have to come with submarines. It's going to have to be a massive change to naval.
I don't think that that's
improve
not
it.
going to
I don't see
necessarily
submarines doing
change
anything like
anything.
that.
It's not going to change a damn thing. And I don't think
I personally
submarines
feel
are
the whole
anywhere near
impact-
as close as you would like it to be. I mean, I hope you're right and we
Well,
get
we've been
submarines.
promised this year, so that's from BVVD, and we were promised that on a Q&A. So
Okay, well,
let's
you
wait and
you,
see.
you hope for that, and that maybe, I don't know. But I don't think it will fix naval. One iota. What submarines have done to most game modes have been making it very, very divisive. Because it's a really hard thing to balance. So,
But we need to do a drastic change on naval for getting people to come back to it.
but they're not
Yeah,
going to
start
spend...
by start by queuing. Let's start there then.
Yeah.
That's all. Like I said, I start playing the game. If
How
not,
about
I'm
different
queue
game
for-
modes? About that across the board for everything, not just naval. because that's been something that's been on people's minds since.
But you're
it's been
talking
like
about
this for
something that
12
is
years.
significantly more difficult to program than just removing the wait time for a squad.
Or making dynamic matches.
All of
They've
the
only got it
above
in
is,
these
is great and interesting, and yes, we would all love to see that. But that's all a lot more work than just fixing it so we can get into a game mode. We just want them to remove the lock that says I must queue a 4-man squad against a 4-man squad. I'll just take those 4, put over there, and I'll put 2 singles and a double on the other side, and off we go. And we want to just get a match going as quickly as possible that way. That's what they should do. Nothing more, nothing less. And that would
But
be
do
a
you think
help.
Not having the joining battle automatically
I
is
don't
not
want to
having an
join it,
effect
no.
on your game time. I'm not
No.
asking you. I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you is, do you think not having that selected and enabled so it automatically joins you in an existing match is not affecting your queuing time? Of course it is.
Well, why are you asking if you are convinced of it?
It's just obviously it's a mechanic. in the
Don't ask a
game
question.
to
It's a
join an
statement, then,
existing
isn't it?
game.
It's not a
Well, it's
question.
right. It's true though.
Okay, so it's a statement. It's a statement that you say that that's the truth, and maybe you're right. And I tell you what, if Gaiden said we can make it better if we
But you have to select
remove
that
the
option.
ability at all in Naval to only queue in at the start of a game and we just chuck you in whenever. But if they did that in order to make matchmaking quicker overall, I would say, fair enough. Just go ahead and do it.
So have you unselected that because you think it's a disadvantage to you to join a
No.
match when it's
No,
existing?
I want
Yes,
selected that on every
I have
game.
it unselected because, and here's the reason, I don't have
Every
it
game.
if I ever play a tank match or a plane match because it's really important to be first.
I
And
get that, I get
certainly,
that,
and
I
certainly
get
if I play a naval match and I'm in any coastal things, I would never want to join mid game.
You can
And I
flip
often
so many
find that
coastal matches by-
I get worse games as a result than if I start from the start. So that's the way I see it. So
But that's not just not a War Thunder
and
thing
and
for
and
me.
and,
I
and
hate
that
joining
and
the
that
Halo games
Yeah.
and finding out I'm 2-0 down as soon as I join in.
Yeah.
That's just as much of a waste of time as queuing over a period of time
Yeah.
because it's not giving me the game I want. It's taking the valuable time I have in an evening where I want to spend with friends away.
Mm,
Just that simple.
yeah. It's saying that there's a simple fix for this, a very simple fix, and it's up to them whether they do it or not. And if they don't do it, well, if you keep things exactly as you were before, don't expect anything different.
It's not going to change. The money's in planes and tanks, and it always will be. It never will never change. That's all that statement I'm going to say on that.
Plenty of people still buying ships though.
Yeah, no, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, and I've bought plenty of ships and everything like that. But allow me to have a game that doesn't take me with my friends in the sense of 4 people or 3 people, where I don't have to queue for 20 minutes just to get that game. If we even get the game after that, I don't care if I'm against bots right now. I'll treat Naval as an early access beta period or whatever until the player base increases because people come back to it because the queue times are down, and just build from there. And like I keep saying, reduce the rewards. We get plenty as it is. Don't need all that stuff.
It's
like
not just the queue times as well. It's what's come into the game as a so let's say you've come from World of Warships, right? And you're really into like
I think they made
No,
a
no.
lot from their own back. I think
No, no,
all
no.
these filler ships they have put into the game, so people are
Of
stuck
course
in
it's a
World
filler
War
day.
One battleships forever and a day, is a really, really bad
that's a
move.
compression issue. It's like top tier planes before they moved them. It's going to take time for to juggle things about and get it right. And I'm not defending them.
It's really
for this.
time they do not have. They're long gone past that point where
that.
they
We're
should
like
solve
what,
that
coming to
stuff.
5 years in Naval now.
I'm not being
Yeah.
funny.
Funny enough.
Naval is the least looked at from internal development. Now I might be telling submarines coming whatever. But I know for a fact as soon as they go into Cold War stuff, which they said they're going to potentially do, and they've shown that in World War Thunder Mobile with submarines and missiles, then Naval will change. People will get interested in it again. It's not just about the queue time, in my opinion. It's about
How are
what's
you
in the game at the
realistically
moment.
going to do that? Because Naval, with like modern Cold War, is well beyond visual range.
Same with exactly what they've done with planes. They make the maps bigger.
Yeah. The only problem is the
separate
plane
the
goes
BRs.
1,000 kilometers an hour, right? Mach 1.
Yeah.
So
So does
it's
a
a very
missile
different
on a
ship.
ship.
Doesn't the
the
missile have
missiles
changed,
do.
but the speed of the vehicle you're in hasn't.
But the
Would you
reason
be
why
open
I'm
to
getting
something
12, 13
else?
kills a match is because I'm using a ship with a missile on it.
And you're also fighting against a lot of bots as well. You said this earlier today.
5 out of, well, alright, 8 bots and 5 players, but I'm still getting player kills.
But I still think we're moving away and creating another discussion when we can have that
But it's
discussion.
not just about, so there's no interest in Naval. Why is that? Queue time can't just be just about queue times. It's about what's available to the player from a
You're
selection.
still going to have a
of
problem
vehicles.
because if you make BR10 ships or
Okay.
something like that, you're still going to have the problem we have right now about queuing in at
But
6.3.
you need to
for
add more
example.
to it before you can compress it and then move on to the next tier. That's what happened to tanks. That's what happens to planes at the moment. That's why they've separated top tier planes now. Is because of the compression
Player
issue.
base, they can do that. Naval
And
has
that's
it.
what I'm saying. As
No,
Naval
no.
brings more stuff out, they'll be able to, or more people will come back, go on and try these new vehicles.
Well,
out.
maybe
Oh,
it will,
that
but
new
all we
premium.
want is them just to reduce the time we have to queue. That's all we're interested in. And to try and do it over some long period of time and years and years of development, that's never going to happen, Toby. Where all they have to do is to go in and flick and switch and say that you can
But it
queue
might
in
not be
the
as
four-man
simple as that
people.
gunship.
Wow.
The
I don't-
code
I
is
don't-
12,
that-
13 years old, if not longer.
It's about time to
This
take
is
a good look
birds
at
of
it then,
steel.
if that's the case.
This is birds. Yeah, I totally agree. I want a new engine, but it never happened. They'll just add to the old engine, and it's spaghetti code. A lot of people have said that in the past. It's just code over code over code over code. So there's going to be issues. So you saying flicking the switches needs a thing, it may be, but it also may be quite difficult for them to do that. And again, I'm not making an excuse for them.
No, well, it seems like you're making an excuse for
I'm
them.
not. I'm just looking at it from the middle ground, from both
There's plenty
sides.
of people that will play Naval again if the queue times go down.
Yeah. And
And there's
Established.
also plenty of people, pal, that will play it if new stuff comes.
Yes, that's a lot
There's
more.
plenty of people who play One Nation. How quickly is it for get through ships? It's dead easy.
Look, the recent patch they put out, the Yamato, the Iowa, the Roma,
And look how
you
many
know, the
people played it at
Vanguard.
the beginning.
It's like that's iconic
Yes, that's
ships.
what happened afterwards.
If
Exactly.
people don't want to
You
play
played,
them,
you played.
don't
More
tell me
people
they're
got
going
the
to come
bit
off
they
of some bloody
So that wasn't fixed.
cold water destroyer.
But people got what they wanted, and then they've moved on. A
Get what they
Japanese
want.
man might just get the Yamato and then leave it and wait for the next.
Well,
thing
that's
to come
because it
along.
explode every 5 minutes. Well, if not, that's probably
I
actually a
get
bit
it.
too
It's a
long.
balancing thing. I get it.
Learn how to play it.
Yeah.
I didn't
It
care
just feels
about
like.
It's
Yeah,
the
but
queue.
it's being single-minded about the fact that there's an issue. It's not just about queue times. It's about everything else.
No,
that's
queue
involved
time's
in
the
that.
biggest one.
Toby, I don't know why you have to take the point we're making and make another point.
But there is other valid points that are around queue times.
I know. We're not
The
arguing
reason there's no
about
queue times is the fact that one player might not like what's come this patch and might not
That's
bother playing it. I'll
great.
play
That's great, but we're not
You
talking
know.
about that.
it's another game.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about Missile Thunder. We're not talking
They
about.
might be burnt
Spring
out because they've
Out.
done 20
Literally
events in a row.
talking about the last couple of years, we have struggled exponentially to get a game with 3 or 4 players, and that is the basis of tonight in a nutshell.
And there's more issues behind that than just one, is what I'm
Great.
saying.
We are aware of that. We're not disputing that. We're just focusing on that. Please, just see it from that point of view.
I am seeing it from that, but I need to.
But then you're going into another point of view. Yes, exactly.
But there is other valid points,
it.
is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
You
that's just
understand that?
there's a whole list. There's a whole form full, and Guardian, guess what? Has not read the form either, right? So
Rings neck. It's incredible. Just that's it. We acknowledge that there's other points. We're not disputing that there's other points. We're just wanting to focus on this point. End of discussion. That's it. That is the night.
Are we going to try this any other days? Or are we just going to do it today and that's
No.
it?
I've got enough.
Are you willing to do it another night gunship?
yeah, I don't mind doing it on a knife, and you just select me. We can do it on a Sunday evening or something like that when there's supposed to be the most players on. And I tell you what, queuing in with 4 people in 6.3 is going to be pretty much as bad as it is now.
I don't want them to
happen.
come back to us and say, well, you've not got enough evidence, you've only done one day, that doesn't make a difference. What about
Well,
the
I
weekend?
think
What
there's
about
plenty of
different
evidence in what we
You know?
have done.
Like I said,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
evidence is there from the last couple of years of players. They know the evidence is there. Players have
Because as you just said, they have the evidence. You know, it's just about
Yeah.
the question about doing the right SQL query,
Alexa
right?
off.
Potentially. Depends if they keep that kind of stuff. But if they do keep that stuff, I'm sure the right SQL query would maybe prove the point. But the fact is, they have never run that query because they have always said they don't care. You know, it's not a priority for them.
I don't think it ever will be, to be fair with you.
So yeah, I mean, it's there's other things that we have asked for. Simple
Just a quick
things.
one. Legend has asked a question, do you play much coastal at all, or is it mainly blue water?
I did answer that at some point. Yeah.
Did you?
Okay. So it's just it takes it's such a simple change to put in, and
Well, you're
obviously
saying
we'll
that,
do
but
it.
what if it isn't, mate? I'm not trying to dissuade what you're saying.
Look,
It could be simple, but what if it's not?
I know I've done my 10 years, no, actually 15 years of programming, although it might be a little bit outdated. I reckon I'm just within some fairly reasonable knowledge to say that that should be within the possibility and the realms of the development team, and it should take them no more than a couple of days at the most. It might only take them 10 minutes, but let's go a long way, bit of testing and all of this. Let's say it takes a couple of things, right? That would be it, okay. So, we finish this one here. I suggest we go into a 4-man squad again, and I will tick the box, right? Queue
Yeah.
in quicker, I'll tick the box.
Okay.
Alright, so tell me where the box is, and I will go in under options somewhere, I assume.
Yeah.
Common battle settings? No. Maybe. Join already active battles. I found it.
Yeah,
So
please,
I've
yeah.
set that one to yes, okay?
No.
Okay, and I will invite you and Green in. So
Because if you've noticed, when you join a 5-player match and there's bots, sometimes after a couple of minutes, people do join the match, and it becomes an 8-match game. Like that was an 8-match game then, even though it was 2 groups of 2.
all right.
So I'm
we only
thinking if
changed
you-
one thing. I've changed this thing to join in progress, right? And some of the squad leaders.
Yeah,
so that should
totally
count.
agree. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So just need Green to ready up as well, and then
Already
we will,
done it.
then we will shoot into, and we'll see how that affects the queue.
But again, we're still theorizing. We're still trying to. You're still trying.
Yeah,
to
we are
find
trying
the
to second guess stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the
we've got to
word-
try,
The
though.
word. No, we don't have to try because I just keep saying, Tubby. I've said this so many times. I'm getting
You're
tired.
coming
of
to the table with no
Tubby,
evidence. You're just going,
sure.
this is it, and this is the problem. There's
See?
other things
See?
underneath the there's
what
not.
you've just said. What you've just said there is why I don't think you've listened to a damn word I've said all tonight.
I have listened to a damn word, but
See?
you're just thinking it's singular-minded
So-
of the issue.
I'll
being
tell you why I
just
don't think this particularly will work, Toby. So when you join in battle, it will try and balance the team, right? So we will
Yeah, of
put a
course.
few in on either
And it's
side.
4 on one
Yeah, I
side.
think
Yeah.
trying to put 4 in on one side is going to be even more
sense,
unlikely than trying to find 2
That
4-man
option,
teams
though,
to start
is
off with.
automatically on when you play the game. From the beginning, you have to turn it off.
Oh,
Toby.
we'll see.
I have
an
said
automatic
over the last
selection.
2 or 3 years, not just me, but we've all seen it. So it's not just that I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm
I didn't say what
single-minded,
you're talking about. I was just saying
or
you
I'm
were
single-minded on
just
the issue, or anything like that.
single-minded on one aspect, is what I'm saying.
I've already said we've seen this for the last 2 or 3 years, so that's my evidence, which has then been backed up even further with such a few amount of games for over an hour of waiting. There's no more theorizing needs to be done. Everything has been proven. All I want is not to wait more than a couple of minutes.
Not being funny,
And
I
if they
think
can't find a game for me against other players, they send me into a game.
I don't think we've
against
ever waited an hour for a match. I think the most we've ever waited was
didn't
tonight, which
say
was
an
30
hour.
minutes. You just did hour. You just said hour.
No, go and listen to the stream again.
I have
said
been before,
playing games
Toby.
tonight,
I can remember.
and we've been
Have you
waiting
been
for over
more
an
than
hour
that?
in terms of a collective hour tonight.
I've never waited an hour. Sorry, but I wouldn't have
Just
waited an hour.
why are you still like this, Toby?
I'm
I
just
didn't say
answering
you were waiting.
gunship. That's why.
Well, I have. Okay,
was
I have
talking
definitely
about-
done it multiple times. I've been waiting
I wouldn't wait
50
an hour.
over an
Sorry.
hour to queue,
Why
and
were you
generally
talking
you
about
get so desperate at that
I'll play a
point
different
that you
game, Mark.
tend to and then to re-queue. But the point is, you should not be waiting that long. The game should just put you into battle. It should have been putting us into battle right now. There's 11 waiting. There's enough to 5 and 6 on the other side. Just stick it in. There's now 14, 7 on side. Easily put 4 people in on the one side and just start the game. It's even bad for the 14 people that is waiting, that we are waiting. You know, it's bonkers.
Just send us in. Just,
Yeah.
if they don't want us to go against whatever that number there represents in real terms, just send us in against bots. Just for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, just to see if it establishes a bit of a
Maybe
comeback in the
server
player
as well.
base. And that's all they need to do. That's all they need to do right now. Just get people playing Naval. And the more people like me that haven't been playing Naval for a long time because of these stupid wait times will come back and go, oh, 30 seconds queue. I might have a couple more games after that then, because it's not too bad. Even though it's against bots, I'm still getting an experience of playing with my friends. That's as simple as you can get it. That's it.
So as it stands now, what they've said they've done, it feels like they've not done it. Is that correct?
Well, the point is, in the past, when I said this, we used to queue. In our Discord, in the iNavy Discord, we had multiple channels open of 4-man groups. In the heydays,
That was EC though as well. That was mainly EC that was
just
doing that.
EC. I've Toby, if I'm saying what I'm doing, that I play RB, I've already established this tonight, then I've just said that. We were playing, there was multiple groups, and we were queuing as a 3 or a 4, didn't matter. And people came in, and this for the first couple of years of Naval, there was no problems. Then for the next 2 or 3 years, to this point, there has been problems. So something's changed. Where they're not allowing groups to go in because they can't find another group. And they won't send that group in against solo or duo players. I'm saying we need to stop that then. Just send us in against bots if we have to queue for more than a couple of minutes, or send us in against other people, because right now there is no player base. Because
At the moment, it's waiting for another 4-man team or two-man squads. That's basically what it's waiting for.
And we've said this. We know this. We're saying don't do that. Don't.
Well, that's what
do
it is,
that way.
obviously.
We know. We don't care. The
Yeah, we
point
know
is
that there's a
don't do
problem,
it.
and that's what we want them to get to understand that it's a problem. And I think the frustration has been of our hour and a half of streaming just proved that point. We are players that want to play together, and a guardian doesn't allow us.
So many different goalposts moved. This is
No,
how
it's
it is.
just-
You know it is.
I'm just theorising over different mechanics that the game brings. That's all. And I'm thinking outside the box.
Yeah, that's great. But I've already said this. I don't care. I came on.
I know you don't care, but I do. I want to figure it out.
Great.
That's why.
You're arguing with me, and
I'm not arguing with you.
If you want to figure it out,
you just
go and
stop.
join the
It's petty.
the development
Oh,
team,
getting
because
lost.
then you're there
I'm
where it
not
is.
arguing with you.
Let's
With the
do that
code.
right then, Toby.
But I'm
Every
not, I'm
time,
just talking
every
to you.
time. No, you're not. You see, because you're annoying me now, and you've been annoying me for a while. You keep just saying something. You're doing
Because
it at the moment. See,
I'm
there we
going
go.
against your
Just come
grade.
on.
No. When
Tommy.
you're very strong-minded, Delta, and you're very strong-minded,
you don't listen.
opinionated.
You don't
And
listen.
you don't listen either. It's
Right
like
now.
we're doing
Okay,
another
I
week
got an idea. What about if I give you
Just very
2 minutes talk time each, right?
I don't need any more talk time. If he
You
keeps
don't
on
need talk
doing
time.
if every
I've
time I
got
get
an opinion.
5
He doesn't
minutes
like
into
it. I respect
No.
your opinion. You don't respect mine. That's as simple as what it is. Yeah,
No,
it
but the
is.
problem is, Toby, is I'll get 5 words into something, and you'll start saying something else, and you'll
Because
start
it's a
doing
conversation. It's not an argument.
conversation. It's not a conversation, Toby. When I say we've been collectively queuing for an hour tonight, and then you say, "Oh, we haven't been queuing for an hour," I didn't say
You
that,
didn't
did
say
I?
that. You said in the past.
Exactly.
You've
And I
said in
didn't
the
say-
past an
And then
hour.
also,
I've never
when I
stayed for an
said-
hour.
And then, see, we're doing this, and then I also said we were queuing for like a day.
The reason why you haven't been
You weren't
queuing for an
queuing
hour is
for a day.
because
Then you
you
start
went and played something else.
boring, mate. It's really
Yeah, exactly.
boring. It's like childish.
But
It's
but
not
what?
child. It's not
But
child.
what's it?
See?
That's what we want to take away.
No,
Why are you?
no.
The
There's no
reason why you're
childish.
abandoning the game mode, right?
Tiring, really
That's
tiring.
just to the point of it, Toppy. The reason why you say, "Oh, I don't queue for an hour," is because
I
then
just
you go
found
and
something
play
else to do because
something.
I've got research to do and grind or planes or whatever.
Right. So you go and do something else. So therefore, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because
Yeah.
if the game put you into a naval, you would be playing naval, right? Because yes, you queued in. You would go in straight away. You would be playing naval. So that would automatically give more naval players. The fact that you didn't get a game means that you then think, I'll go and play planes or tanks instead.
But
Now,
would-
for some
would-
people
would-
that
would-
just come and play naval, and there is a proportion of those that does that, they will just leave the game instead and
But
not
we're also
play at
testing
all.
a theory when there's a tank event on. You must understand that that's skewing the way it
That
is.
should not matter.
But it is mattering.
Yes,
It
it
does
is
matter.
mattering. You're right. It is mattering. It is mattering,
And you
but
can't
it
ignore
should.
it, I'm sorry, you
But
can't
it
ignore
should
that
not. Right? It is mattering, but it should not. That's the difference. Right? It matters. It shouldn't matter. Okay? See the
It
slight
shouldn't matter
difference
to
there.
tonight's- It shouldn't matter tonight either.
Yeah,
It
you're,
doesn't
you're,
matter.
Admiral, it's queue times and waiting for a naval airby as a four-man squad. That's the issue. And there's multiple theories going about the reason why.
I don't really care about the theory behind it as much as I know that it's ultimately it's their code for queuing where they say you can only get a game if there's an equivalent four-man squad queuing somewhere else at 6.3 or close by, right? And so it could put us in with a four-man squad that played 7-3 or a four-man squad that played 5-3, right? That's within the 1 point plus BR range.
Can we all go on the same nation? See if that works.
Oh, no, I'm done. I'm done for tonight. We've proved the point. I don't need to do the mental gymnastics, Toby. We know there's
for naval, there is
Because
no
you
nation
compromise-
thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the nation.
Yeah,
It doesn't
It did.
matter.
It does in the
Not
past.
anymore.
So in the past, we were
It
waiting
never did.
ages,
We've
and when we
already
all switched to
established
America,
that.
bang, we're in a match. It was
No.
America versus Russia.
It just no, it didn't.
No.
I'm sorry, it didn't.
They for I think for almost forever have not. And at
Naval's
least for
always been multi-nation.
also multi, yeah, I think so. I mean, there might be a post about it somewhere, but I reckon that's got to be 5 years old at least. You know, if there was
Well-
anything like that ever.
By doing all these other little things, it's just compromising, trying to find a way around it. We don't want to find a way around it. We've been looking for a way around it for the last 2 or 3 years. We just want a game with our friends and not queue for the best part of the evening to get 2 or 3 games, if that.
We've
if
had
we're
3
lucky.
matches
That's
in
it.
a couple of hours, haven't we?
Yeah, and that's not right on any
No, it's
ground,
not.
any
You're
multiplayer
right.
game,
No.
any game at all. There is no other game I have ever played that's made me wait for this for that long. So, there we go.
It's
And yet, when you play by yourself, you get in right away.
yeah, that's
Pretty
correct.
much, pretty
Miles.
much. So
Yeah.
there's
Because you've got no barriers. There's no barriers stopping you from
there
joining the
shouldn't
match.
be any barriers anyway. There should not
But
be
there
any.
is barriers. Obviously, there's barriers.
Yeah,
We're not
but it shouldn't be.
disputing that there is barriers, Tubby. We're saying there shouldn't be. End of. Please.
And now, look, there's all 4 Japanese players. All the main 3, America, Germany, and Russia, are all zeros. So they've got into a match.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I know the nation has nothing to do with it. Okay, and even if it has something to do with it, we got 2 Italians and 2 Japanese, so we is technically on the one side. And I think actually now, if you go and play top tier planes at the moment, it might put different nations and get different nations, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, when there's a certain plane that comes out or something like that, and it's like all American versus all American. You know, it will do a game like that, right? Or what it will do is it will sort of randomly put the Swedes, German, and the Russians together against somebody else, right? Because it just matches it up like that. And that's what
And
it
I
does
think there's a few other factors as
in
well with
planes.
that.
There might be a few other factors, but that's kind of how it does. They have sort of for a long time really walked away from the traditional, Axis versus evil, because we are no longer in World War II,
Yeah.
right? So they have moved away from that. So, and that's fine. I understand the logic behind that. That makes perfect sense to me. I get it. But the naval, they have for a long time said that whatever nation you play does not matter at all. So they, unless that's still buried in the code somewhere, but they have definitely said that that is not a thing. So all we are arguing against is we're here as 4 guys. We're playing a BR 6.3, which is the middle of the BR range. We just want to be able to have a game together because that's much more fun than just always queuing as a singleton, right? And that's the whole reason why I put iNavy there and have 128 players in the squadron, is that we got the ability to play together as a team. And we can't do that. We are completely denied that because of the massive queue time they put on us when we try to queue in as a squad. And sometimes you can be lucky and come in with a 3-man, right? Sometimes even as a 2-man, you have to wait a fair bit of time before you get a battle. But 4 is just like, has always been like, that is just the death of naval. And had you not crashed, and we had to re-queue and we did the test with 2 versus 2, then we might still have been queuing in that 4-man thing. That could still potentially have been a thing. We don't know, right? We don't know. So let's just say we don't know. But I have been here before where I have queued with people and it's been easily past the half an hour mark. Yeah. And I think what happens when we get to about an hour mark, Toby, is that people get so frustrated that they cancel the queue and then they re-queue again because they think that will help. Because people are just trying to second guess the system, and actually all you're doing is probably making the matchmaker worse because you kind of
you're going back to the line, back to the queue again, aren't you? Back at the end of the queue, sort of thing.
Possibly. Well, I don't know if you go into the back of the queue or whatever, but yeah, you might do, and it just makes it worse because then it has even less to work with. So the matchmaker is always in a flux. But the matchmaker is under a current restraining order where you can't just say, I got 4 players here and I got 4 players somewhere else. So I'm just going to put them together in a match. Bang, you go. And you got a game. Yep. Let's say it was within 3 minutes. I think 3 minutes would be an acceptable time for everybody to say, well, 3 minutes, I can wait for 3 minutes to get a battle that lasts somewhere between 10 minutes and half an hour. That's kind of reasonable. I can still get some games in the 2 hours I got to play a game on a weekday, right? That's sensible. But when you're here, we'll be now waiting 14 minutes, then not so much. You know, that taking the fun out of you. Think, what am I doing with the time? Why am I sitting and waiting for this bloody thing to just spin the wheel? Why doesn't it just put me in the game? Because see, the number waiting for battle have just dropped again down to 5, right? Because clearly somebody got into a game.
Yep.
Or they quit because they were tired of waiting.
Well, one of the two.
Who knows?
It could be that as well, yeah. Could be dropping and just seeing them quit. You don't know, do you?
Yeah, and that's just horrendous. And as long as Gaiden persists of having this, is no wonder that Naval is getting no traction whatsoever. You know, you can have the best. I mean, we can all agree on the models of the ships are amazing. It's all great. Even in Naval, people might actually play with good graphics because it's not like tanks and you don't have to see through a bush or whatever.
Anyway, is it?
Yeah. But you have an amazing looking game, but you can't play.
Real quick, anybody want to party up for EC?
No.
Hey, another divide, but that's all I'm going to say on that one.
That doesn't matter though. The divide's not changed anything. He's just come on now to say it hasn't affected the 15 minutes we've already been waiting. There's no divide there.
Yeah. And
that would have been on B.
Oh, Toby, for the last 2 or 3 years, I'm going to repeat myself again.
And I'm going to repeat myself again. That's my stance on it. That's your stance on it. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where I'm coming from.
I really don't think you do.
Well, obviously I do, because I'm agreeing with you. But you're not agreeing with my stance, and it's a valid point.
Your
if
stance
people are playing other game modes, it's taking it away from this game mode. Simple as.
Yeah, it does. But why should we care?
1 equals 1.
Okay,
Toby,
all I'm
last 2
asking...
years, 3 years. I keep repeating.
2 and 3 years. You're just repeating yourself. I know what you're saying.
That's when the problem started, Toby.
It's been longer than that.
Okay.
No, because
it has.
When I joined iNavy, back when it was like early COVID and Naval was kicking off.
When everyone was off work and no one else had nothing to
Toby,
play.
stop it, please. Just let me just finish because we're doing this again and I'm getting really tired of this tonight with you. Okay, so when I joined our Navy, we were queuing in groups of 3s and 4s regularly most nights. Didn't
Was it
matter about
COVID times?
COVID finished.
Think
and we were
about
still
it logically. There's
doing
people, vast amounts of
See-
people doing nothing but playing games because it's COVID.
Yep.
They had
And they
nothing
weren't-
else to do.
and
They were getting
they weren't,
paid
and they
for
weren't
being
all
at
Naval
home.
players. Toby, they weren't all
I
Naval
know they
players.
weren't, but that would still bump up the numbers, irregardless
Toby,
if people are playing
Toby.
planes or tanks. The naval community would still be an increase because of COVID.
Toby, I won't mention COVID then. We were grouped up, and after all that, we were still grouped up. And then at some point, we couldn't get a match with 3 or 4s. Something changed, and
Is that
for
because
the
everyone
next
went back to
couple of years-
work? I'm sorry, I had to say that.
No,
Sorry,
no, no. I know what I'm going
being
to say to you in a
sarcastic.
moment, Toby. No, no. I'm sick and tired of you tonight, mate. You really are a fucking idiot tonight.
I'm not.
Sorry.
You've got
You
to.
are, mate.
No, I'm not.
Have a listen to the
So
stream later on.
weekends,
exactly what
weekends
a
are a
little
different
child
player
can be.
base. Weekdays are a
Right,
different player base. Different
Right, so-
times of the day. Look at Steam charts on games, how it
I
goes
don't
up and
give a
down, how many
flying
people are playing
monkeys,
certain
mate.
times of the day.
We've
It's
already
going to happen to War Thunder.
We've already established tonight, mate, that it was just about this. And every time we talk about this, you try and make it about your theorizing this. I don't care if you're
Chinese
Einstein.
players came from
I-
the Chinese servers, right?
What are you talking about right now? See,
Chinese time zones.
I
No,
am
no,
bored
listen to
of
me.
this. No, I've listened to you
China
far
plays
too
on
much.
Russia. China plays on European servers.
What
Look,
is?
there can be all kind of reasons. And yes, if you said we're not going to have, I'm being served some food. Happy days. Thank you. No problem.
We might just be subjected to a really bad time zone, right? And we're getting the shit end of the stick when it comes to queuing people.
Sure,
You know,
possible.
wild card might have a different experience. He might get into a match because he's from America or Canada. You know, he might get a totally vast
Well,
different.
so prime
idea than what
time
we get.
between US and Europe is going to be the worst time zone. I don't think so. I really
I
don't
said it was
think
time
so.
zone. I said it was the best time zone.
This right now, this time right now in the last hour is probably the best time for War Thunder because you're getting two major areas of Europe and the US meeting. We're in the back end of Europe for people having the last couple of games of the evening. We're having the start of people coming back from work in the States and having after the dinner and stuff. There should be no problems. That
Should
excuse
be
is,
no problems, but it's
and that
gone from
excuse has not changed.
128,000 to 95,000 people online.
That's still a massive amount of players. And Toby,
30,000 people
I'll
just
repeat
left.
myself again. The last couple of years, nothing's changed there. The population's only gone up,
But it was 128,000 and 2,800
and we've been
battles, and
having
now
these
it's dropped.
problems for a number of years now. We're now in 20 minutes of another queue, another 4-man queue of
So
20
what's
minutes.
happened
It's
is a lot of European players are leaving the game now because they're going to bed or they're
what's
doing other
happened
things.
at some point, Gaijin have stopped
It's midnight.
they're trying to focus on some kind of fair matchmaking system in their eyes.
But it's not fair, mate,
And
is
when
it? Let's be honest.
no, just stop it, please. Just stop it for a second. Just stop it. Just hold back. Just bite your lip or do something other than just fucking butting in. Because my train of thought just goes then. You see, that's the problem. And you're laughing
I
about
apologise.
it. Fuck you.
I'm not laughing.
Toby.
I'm going to apologise to you.
Prick.
Carry on.
Honestly, you.
Carry on, please. Thank you.
You're a dickhead. Just fuck yourself for tonight. I'm done with you, mate. You really are a fucking dick tonight.
Let's say that they stopped RB Naval. Okay? Let's say they said AB Naval is the only game mode we're going to play. There's not enough players to facilitate playing RB.
No, there's not.
If they said that, I would just not play War Thunder Naval anymore. I would play World of Warships. I really would.
Would you not play War Thunder full stop then? Would that be the end of it?
Probably. Or I might come on occasionally and play a little bit. I don't play tanks because I know it's full of cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Any
not,
game mode can
or
be full
it
of
is,
cheaters,
when I
don't
say full of cheaters, there is enough cheaters in there that is not worth my while. That's probably a better description. And there's enough people that plays in ULQ that I don't really agree with. Right. That also means that regardless of how wonderful the graphics look, that's not the same for everyone. So, you know, and people with high-end graphics cards will play ULQ, so let them. Fine, they can have that game mode. I don't care what tank they come out with or whatever, or which Chinese girls they put on top of them. You carry on, guys. You do that. You have your fun with that. I do not care. Okay, so they could kill the mode and just have AB, and that might bump the AB numbers a little bit. And that would be fine. And I'll go and play World of Warships. And World of Warships are doing well. So there's actually a lot of people that play Naval as a gaming community. They're just not here. And one of the reasons they're not here is if they want to play as a team, they have a 22-minute queue time. You know, if I go on to World of Warships, they have tournaments for the ships there where people can play together and go and have battles together, and actually I'd rather have their version of gameplay than I will have the arcade version of guidance gameplay.
But that one game, World of Warships, is just one game of Naval. That's it. That's the game.
Yeah,
it's just
that's all it is.
ships.
It's just Naval. But you know what?
But
It has a lot of
Thunder-
ships. That's fine.
War Thunder is a combined. It's planes, tanks, and ships.
I
so
agree. And you know
that's
what?
the
I
reason
would,
why I think it's.
and I would
a
still
problem.
go and play the ships. That's just me, personal opinion.
On your last game with 3 guys, did in the opposite team was another squad?
There
Have
was.
you noticed that?
I had a look, and I can't quite remember. I don't think there was a 3-man squad there. I think it was
2 twos.
I think it was 2 twos. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was what it was, and that's why.
Because there's some slight advantage. It's never 2 twos versus 2 twos. It could be a group of 4 versus 2 twos, or it could be 3 and a 1, or 3 and a 2 and against 3 twos. It's never bang on even.
And so Admiral Nam has a good point there. Waiting for 8 is then one single game you manage to get ends in 8 minutes because a PT boat captures on challenge, which I did. Right? And I kind of did that on purpose because I knew it would happen. And so here's an interesting fact for you about why the capture goes so quickly. So you have the 3 capture points. Now it doesn't actually matter if you have captured all 3 or just 1. The ticket drain is the same. Makes no difference. Okay, it's just that you have captured more bases than the enemy. The way it goes down, and the reason why it goes down as quickly, is because the settings are exactly the same, or the timings of it, if you like, are exactly the same as for tanks. Yeah. And so if you look at a tank map, you might have 3 bases, but you generally have multiple spawn points, and the tanks you can spawn in on any given location are the same. Right, you can spawn a light tank, medium, or heavy tank in all locations. Whereas if you're on a naval map, on some spawns you can only spawn a coastal or a cruiser or frigate or whatever. So it's a difference, right? Now that means that going and capturing certain things you can't get to. So if you are in your battleship, you are then faced with the possibility of having to jay out of that battleship to go into a coastal ship that maybe you didn't really want to play in order to try and contest the point. Okay, now Green dropped because he has to go after 25 minutes, so we queue for 25, and that's fine. I'll just re-queue us with 3 and we'll see how that goes while I'll finish my point. So with the 3 capture points, you then have the issue that you can't get to them in time. The battleship can't get to where it needs to get to, because going to a coastal, you might not even be able to get into the coastal area, particularly because it's harder to navigate, or it might not have the water there for you to go in. And if you only have a small ship, trying to get out to the big capture ship is also difficult because you're in open waters and all the rest of it. Then you have the plane options and that kind of stuff. There was sort of a putting a plaster on and say, oh, you can capture with a plane, which again seems ridiculous. So what they should do is to adjust the timings differently. So they should be a lot longer than the 8 minutes. You may also have noticed, just one more point, just for the people who's listening. If you only have a 3 versus 3, the rules change again. It's no longer 8 minutes, it is shorter, because that's the same rules as the tanks. If there is less people on the map, then it actually makes the capture time quicker. So it might be 2 minutes shorter than if there was a 4v4. So it's just really stacked against you in Naval, and it's an error, if you like, or a side thing that they know about but have chosen not to fix. But it is
when we
horrendous.
do a match together and you're in blue water and I do coastal, because I want to win the match, I get a coastal, cap a point, and then defend that point. And yeah, it's a short match, and yeah, it's not fun, but the whole point of the game is winning the game and getting kills. So that's why I do that quite often. And it puts pressure on the opposite team to do something about it and bring coastal or, change the tactics in a match. It's not the greatest way of winning the match, but it definitely is an advantage if you cap the point first as a coastal in a blue watership.
Yeah, but one thing I dislike about that is that if I go into a match and I want to play bigger ships, I don't want to be forced into a situation where I have to go and use a coastal ship just to win the match. I want to be able to win the match, staying in my big ship and playing well.
It. But I also don't want to start in a big ship, travel halfway through the map and get no kills because of range issues or speed of ship, and then the game's over. So it's kind of two different play styles there that people want to do, and you can't do it in one match. The game itself has to be redesigned, in my opinion. It's nice to have a mixed lineup of blue water and coastal ships because you never know what type of map you're going to get. But having both types of ships on one map
is also deeply unfair for people, because Guiding is selling to you, let's say, a premium ship, right? So they sell you a nice 7.3 ship or something like that. Well, they don't give you any coastal to go along with it, do they? Not a single thing. So you're then up to, you could take a reserve coastal boat in. That you could do. But that's not why people play. So people will spawn into what the reality is. Most people will just say, oh, that's just unfair. And they will stay in the big ship because they don't want to have the repair bill of the ship, right? And they just stay in the big ship, and so they lose the game, right? Because they don't contest the capture point. Or even worse, it used to be at point, I think they have fixed that now, but it used to be that AI would go and capture things willy-nilly. And that would be even more frustrating, because then it was not even a player action, it was just a game that decided that all of a sudden you're going to lose because an AI
I think that happens more now because AI, bots actually do focus on attacking and defending cap points. From a coastal perspective, I've noticed these last couple of days they do that. Coastal's got a lot easier since this bot change. Maybe because it's a bot, not a real player. I don't know. So that's made it more enjoyable from like how much you can get RP and SL out of a match. I just feel like you've probably said before, a lot of people jump on the meta and the bandwagon of, oh, I've got a new premium ship, and you just have a lineup of the same battleship on one side versus the other. That doesn't help the whole experience of playing a game as a group of people, but I understand this is all about the queuing system and how to negate that. I just don't think one thing's going to fix it. I think it's a multitude of things, and it's not just, I think it's everything in the whole.
Well,
it's the game
mode, the thing is, if you look at developer time, they don't have everything time, right? So you can't use the word everything, right? You just have
to... I mean,
to...
everything involved in Naval, I don't...
No, even everything for now is way too big. What you have to do, if you want to impact how guide and do things, is find one or maybe two things at the most at a time, focus on that,
and small steps,
and do that, and just do that, nothing else, because that's also how you actually most of the time fault find and do things, is you only change one thing at a time and see what happens, right?
But I don't think it's going to change overnight. I think it's going to take a while for this to improve.
No, but if overnight, let's say tomorrow, we went on with a 4-man squad, same scenario, and we got a game within 2 minutes, I guarantee you that would spread, and more people will come and play Naval as a result.
But I want that to be consistent. I just don't want that to be a one-off thing, like it's an event. or
No,
something.
no,
I
but
want
if it
to
was
be
consistent that you
Yeah.
got a game very
Of course, you're going to
quickly.
get more people to play.
Yeah.
It's natural. Yeah.
It'll spread like wildfire.
Yes,
Haha, get it.
it would.
Nice one. Nice segue
Thank
to
you.
your name.
Thank you.
So yeah, it would absolutely spread, and it would absolutely make the game better, and it would get more people playing. And so then at some point you could maybe say, if you really wanted to have this thing, you could put it in an if statement. If we have 50,000 people playing Naval, we will enable the fact that you have to do a 4 versus 4 squad match up in order to queue in. And that would be acceptable if you then got a game within 2 minutes as well. That makes sense, right?
That's why squad versus squad is not a thing anymore. It used to be 8v8 because that was never got off the ground, and it was only like scheduled on certain, 1 week out of every 3 months or something. There would be squadron battles like World War Mod. That was another thing they tested.
I played squadron battles for years, reasonably
but
competitive.
Don't play it anymore. No one. I don't know many people who play it now. To be fair.
Well, some people do. You look at the squadron battles page and you can see it's the same 10 squadrons or whatever
Exactly.
that plays it,
Yeah.
right?
It's probably even a smaller niche than what.
And
Well,
and
not
there's a
saying
lot
that.
of account sharing going on and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And guidance
Yeah,
are sort of looking through that and saying, oh yeah, never
Yeah.
mind, right? And then that's fine. That's that reason for glory. It's a whole other issue that I actually think that World of Tanks back in the day did a hell of a lot better because they sort of created a map and you would be able to contest a landing point, and then when you got that landing point you'd be able to capture territory, and then you would be able to get some gold out of that to your clan, and the clan leader was able to distribute that gold to the members, so he could choose the people that contributed the most or whatever. That will
Yeah.
probably create some good clan discussion about how all that would happen and the best way of doing it, yada yada yada. I get it, but I think that Geigen has I was going to say missed the boat on that one, but they have not done anything to squadron battles, and it has been a constant drive for making new vehicles to sell.
That's all it's been.
And then added a bit of functionality along the way for those things, like, for example, missiles for planes and whatnot, right?
Yeah, because the community was asking for it.
Yeah, and there was enough drive there for wanting it, so they did come off the missile. And it was a big thing when they first introduced missiles, because they were just the AIM-9Bs or whatever they were, right? And that was the only ones that was available. So it was sold to, they don't turn very well and they are relatively easy to avoid and stuff like that. And then they started to increase the turn radius and the degrees and all that kind of stuff. I don't think there's any value in Guardian at the moment for introducing more modern
War
ships than
mod.
they have, Cold War ships. Because I think the problem you have, it's very hard to recreate. If you want to recreate correct missile defenses, it's very much missile against missile, right? One fire one missile, the other one find another missile to counter it.
Well,
and
there's
there's
countermeasures.
and
as
yeah,
well on
all the
ships,
countermeasures in between, and that's okay when two ships are 50 kilometers away from each other, because it gives you the flying time of the missile. Let's say it's 50 seconds for the lack of
to defend yourself,
anything else, right? It gives you time to select the countermeasure and fire it. But if ships are only 10 kilometers away from each other now, you have 5 times less time to enact and deal with it. So it can't happen. So then you have to make a system that automates all the defenses. But then what's the fucking point of that? Then it's just what ship has the most defenses that lasts the longest, and it takes away the player's input into playing the game.
Okay, so if you look at planes before jets came out, the maps were small. They started getting into missiles. The maps went larger. This is going to exactly do the same in ships. The missile system has already been tested on planes. It's already been tested on War Thunder Mobile. There's plenty of ships out there with chaff countermeasures and Seaways and missile defences on the ships that all they need to do is probably expand the map 4 times the size what it already is and introduce ships. I feel, from Gaijin's perspective, the only way they can increase the numbers of people who are interested in naval is to go into Cold War battle systems, just because to gauge the interest back from the community, because there's no game out there apart from Modern Warfare, and it's a damn good game. I just don't want to play 2 games that are very similar. I've invested my time and my money into this game. I want to keep on doing that, but I feel that they've got no other option. Because
it's a very big gamble that I'm doubtful they're going to
I know,
go
but
down.
it's worked in the past. Look at planes. I know it's a different type of demographic. I get that. Look at tanks, how they've gone into the modern era. The banking, how much money have they made after KA50 or the 52 sale? Irregardless of that, they've made millions and millions of pounds, right? I've been here, like you have, for 13 years. They have never changed the main game modes. They've never changed the way it works. Yes, they've been introduced EC into planes, which is fantastic. It's a really good game mode, and they've expanded on that, making the airfield
You're talking a very
damageable.
different game, and the comments are
No.
in the chat saying, do players want to stare at a radar screen 99% of the time as a game mode? Because that's what you would do.
But a lot of people do that on tanks in SAMs at the moment. Modern SAMs do that exact same thing.
Yeah,
People
but that might
wanted
be a
that.
few players in a game that spawn into that rather than into a tank. Majority is still
But
in
it's
tank.
like having like having the MPR 12412, the one what's got the Seaways on the back. That to me is already automatic. It's set to planes. The amount of kills I get from my AI gunner shooting at a player in the sky, it's free kills, and I enjoy that. I actually turn it off until the plane gets closer, and sometimes get manual control. Sometimes just press E and cycle it through to target a plane. It's their fault. They don't know I'm that range capable. The limiting factor, I've only got 2,000 rounds in it, but I use it sparingly and I get 2 or 3 kills with it because I like that fact that that's got air defense systems built into it.
Okay,
and yes, it's a
so
Russian
you
ship.
find it in almost an exploit into the game where you can play that particular thing, and that gives you an advantage because players are not quite used to it yet. But here we are talking about, let's say, a 7 versus ship battle where all the ships have it on either side, which means everyone is sitting there and googling on their little radar screens.
Yeah, I mean, it might have to be balanced that, you're not taking 8 missiles, you're only taking 4. There's got to be a way to balance it, like they balance planes with different types of armaments. Sometimes not what's in real life. They dumb it down a bit to make it balanced to the adversary. They might have to do that. It's unknown territory.
Because let's say you spawn into one of the missile destroyers and I spawn into the Yamato. I can't hit your ship that's 40 kilometers away, can I?
And that to me would be a BR situation where they need to separate it, which they've started to do in tanks and they've started to do in planes top tier. It's just about, they've got to fill the gaps before they can balance it out. It's kind of like, you have to think of it over a 12-month period. Yes, there's going to be issues initially when someone gets the new shiny brightest thing from Russia, because it always is a Russia vehicle, for example, and it dominates the battlefield or dominates the seas for 6 months until America gets the next best thing and people are jumping on that bandwagon. It's just the game's always been like that from day one. It's jumping from nation to nation. 1 month it's Russia that got the best vehicle, then it's Germany with the Leopards, then it's America. At the moment it's the Russian Mi-28 with the stupid 20-kilometer anti-tank missile. That's fire and forget. Now, on one thing, Gaijin aren't giving Brimstone fire and forget on the Eurofighters because it's OP, yet they give the Russian helicopter the capabilities of doing it. Yes, there's only 4 missiles available, but you're guaranteed 4 kills. Whereas if you're in the Apache, an American one,
Well, that moving
yes,
somewhat
you've got
away
the
from naval at
range.
the moment, right?
I know,
But-
but this is this is the
Yeah.
mindset of the developers, in my opinion. You fire a missile off an Apache and it doesn't penetrate the tank, and it's because of them little things that niggle at people, like bias here for one nation, bias to another. It's just us smoke and mirrors. That same thing will possibly apply to naval. So that's why Russian coastal is so strong. They've got rapid fire weapon systems. They've got the range. They've got the rate of fire. How many people get kills on the
Oh, we got a
SKR1,
game
SKR7?
after about
When
16
was that?
minutes.
After 3 hours.
About 60 minutes.
But
Don't
that's,
over-exaggerate. You
it's
know you're not allowed
kind
to.
of understanding, pal. It's not just about, yeah, naval we're focused on because we're a naval squadron. And I totally get where Delta's coming from. I do agree with him. But I'm looking at the bigger picture. And I know you're saying don't look at the bigger picture, but I feel that there is
Well,
more going
you
on.
should
than
allow
just-
him time to finish his sentence. You're a little
But it
bit
just
out
feels
of
like
order
it's
there.
both. It just feels like it's both ways, and I'm kind of trying to talk, and he's talking over me, and I'm talking
Well,
over him.
then
I get I'm
shut
talking
up.
to him, and I'm going to actually apologise to him tomorrow. But you're doing the same to me. I'm saying I'm in the wrong, and I'm going to apologise to him. But this is a debate. It's not an argument. It's a conversation.
But you heard him enough
I'm not
time.
disagreeing with what he's saying. I'm just asking him to understand my point of view. He's had plenty of times to repeat himself over the same thing, and I've heard it about 6 times. I'll probably give him about 4 or 5 different theories, and he didn't want to listen to them, and I get that, but there's more than just seeing it a one-way street, is what I'm saying.
But that was not what we were out to prove. The point was,
I know
regardless
the point,
of
good
the...
friendship.
See, that's where you're jumping in, straight
But
away.
I know you've repeated it about the queuing system. I get that.
Okay, so you haven't repeated yourself at all evening.
But you guys have as well.
Yeah, but I let you speak. Difference.
And I'm letting you speak.
Right. So that's what you didn't do that to Green. You would make small remarks all the time. He will lose his thread, and it was, let's just put it this way. God gave you 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Go figure.
Yeah. But getting called a dickhead, and there's no. I never called him one bit like that. There's no reason for me to badmouth him about that.
Well, that was after 2 hours and being a bit frustrated. But yeah, you shouldn't have done that anyway.
I wanted a nasty bear, and there's valid reasons back and forth, and I agree what he's saying. I just wanted, he's a very strong-willed individual, and he is. But I wanted to kind of said there's
You
more
both
to
are.
Yeah, but there's more than just this theory or this scenario to the game. I don't even know how long we were waiting in that match then. We were just talking away.
The one here we just got into, about 17 minutes.
And I get why everyone's frustrated. We're not frustrated at each other, we're frustrated at the game. And I'm man enough to say, I apologise if I caused you any last night. But I'm still going to stand my ground in what I said. I may have said it, without compassion, but, I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying. He is right in certain ways. But you can't invalidate something what I've said, which I know there's evidence for. So I asked him earlier on if he wanted to play naval. He downright said no. And then all of a sudden he wants to play naval with you. It's like, really?
I asked because I wanted to do a specific test. This is what we're doing. And
That's why I
because I
question
wanted to
that.
try and improve the game mode. So that's a slightly different ask, I reckon. We see now they captured A, which is great of them, and yeah, this match will finish in about 8 minutes
And
as a
because of the
result.
player on the other team, yeah. Yeah, it was a player, not stuff by, Microwaves captured it. And this is why personally I would rather play Coastal with a Blue Water backup, because I can control that side of the battle. And this is why Delta doesn't want to play this type of game, because it's going against the stat card.
Gunship, what do you think about the new repair system?
So I've been using it rather than go back to the old one. And it's just, I mean, you said it once to what your preference is. I don't, actually probably my preference would be slightly different to the options they have, you know, but yeah, I mean, often I tend to suggest that number 8 probably be slightly better because I'd rather unwater my ship. But the ones I actually would prefer that they don't have is I would like the fire protection first, unwatering second, and then repair last. That would be my preferred option.
Right, gunship, do you know that's a thing you can switch in the individual ships on the actual modulation screen?
Yeah, and I know what, I haven't really found that particular setting, so I'm pretty sure I saw something about it and I clicked around,
So
couldn't
it's
find it.
damage
So it's not
control
obvious. Okay,
in the
I'll look at
ship,
it later.
but it's for nations, so you set it on one nation ship and it does it for the whole nation. But it'll be different for America, so America will be blank, you have to do it in America ship. But once you set it on one ship, it's set for all of them in the nation.
Why would they do it per
And you
nation?
can do
That
what you've
doesn't
asked for. I don't
really-
know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But it's things like that, Toby, that it's like, why are you spending time fixing something that nobody has asked for? You know?
I actually
No-
prefer the new damage mode control. 'Cause
You might prefer it, but nobody asked for it. So why are you
no,
fixing
you're right.
something
Nobody
that
asked for
people
it at all. No.
didn't ask for?
Why fix something that's not there's nothing broken to it? Is what you're
Yeah,
saying, isn't
yeah.
it?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. So that just seems odd. And basically what that stinks of is, oh, we as developer
Manipulation.
know best. Or we as developer, so we need to do something for Naval. Oh, guess what? Let's put in an automated repair system. So you can spend more time looking at the ship you're shooting than worrying about repair.
It could be malicious as well. I'm not saying it is, but it could be
Malicious?
the fact that
Why would it
Yeah,
be
that-
malicious? I don't
the
think
whole
it's
point of
malicious.
this business, the whole point of this business model is to make the player spend money. Agree?
Well, to a
Regardless
degree,
if it's
yeah,
fun
but-
or if it's not, right? So if they change the way they've done the repair mechanics so you die quicker, because a lot of people have complained on the forums about this change and the fact that you can't control where it goes, you've not got the full, I know you can switch it back, that's why I was a poll and people complained about it, that's why they've got the option to switch it back to the old style system. But imagine if this came in and you couldn't change back to the old way of doing it. That might be a reason to kind of make it more difficult for the player to survive in a match. It might give them limited options. Yes,
you
it
could
makes
just
it
make the
easier.
shots a bit heavier and whatever. There's no reason to implement the whole system just for that. Oh, I think they probably generally thought it was a great idea, right? But it's a great idea by people that don't play Naval. Or maybe it's a
I
great
thought-
idea for people that play arcade where things are happening a bit quicker, you know? And you
I
want
don't
to
find it difficult to-
simplify the mode. I mean, maybe it's done more
Yeah.
from an arcade-ish point of view. Oh, I find Naval really difficult to do because I have to click on 3 different things if I get injured.
You've got more time to react going Naval. It's a much slower paced game mode, isn't it?
Oh, but clearly, it's not, I mean, that was why they simplified the aiming mode in AB. Clearly, some people were finding that too challenging.
Yeah, they didn't like that, but
Which really upset all the people playing EC because they just about coped with it. Every second day they had to play, you know, Naval AB. But then when they came to that you just point and click, they were like, this is not really what we signed up for. So, yeah.
they're going to do what they want whenever they want. There's never been a case where, apart from that Steam review bombing, where they've double backed on themselves, and apart from when they wanted to bring premium fire extinguishers out and premium ammunition out, like World of Tanks, they totally stomped on that the community, so they didn't do that. That's the only 2 times I've known that the community's won over gun.
Yeah,
War
but the
Thunders
Naval's
mentality.
Naval voice is not really big and strong
There.
enough, you know.
No.
And,
So I think they'll do what they want to
it
do.
comes and goes, you know. I would say probably the best person we have for Naval in terms of viewership is, it's got to be Dollar Plays, right? To sometimes play Naval.
Yeah, he's very good YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a few good opinions about it and stuff like that, and does it in a nice humoristic way, and I got a lot of time for the guy, right? But that's only a part of what he does, and that's fine, you know, but at least he spent a bit of time on Naval as well, which is nice, so I appreciate of that. But apart from that, we don't have a voice. Everyone that really streams and make video does it with planes and tanks, because that's the biggest audience, right? So it gives...
Or they do
gives
it
it-
on when the Yamatos are when the
Well, you might get the odd
well-known
video for some of
vehicles,
them,
right.
but
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
for the most part, they're more interested in whatever tanks and planes comes
I
out
don't think
and stuff like
Napalm Rat does a very good non-biased opinion of Naval, but that's
that.
just
No,
me.
but yeah, I also like the Chinese cheaters. I really have.
I find that really
That's
strange,
fine.
that video, to be fair. I think that was really a bit
Yeah, that was
less
really
sided myself. I thought it
So
was
so
unusual.
we queued for 17 minutes, right? And you know, we played for 10. It's just bad.
It's better
okay.
than what it has been, though,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Lyle, do you want to join our queue?
I have to go. I'm so sleepy.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. So
I
yeah,
have
maybe
to go.
maybe we need to call it a day. I actually got work in the morning
Okay.
as well, so that's fair enough. But yeah,
Fine.
I think it's sort of probably proved the point that is the queuing takes far too long. If you're queuing as a team, 3 or 4 man is long. So it looks like you get in with a 3-man team, but we have sort of had one with 12 minutes and one with 17, right?
Yeah.
And with 4-man,
Not
we
really
never got in. That's sort of the bottom line of it all. So yeah, I hope that someone listens and do something about it. That would be great. And all they have to do, whatever difficult it is and not difficult to do, is take away the bit that tries and do a squad versus squad in the matchmaker for Naval. That's it. And then I think that will definitely help getting more people playing. I'll be playing more if they did that, put it that way. But I can only speak
But
for
don't-
me.
But don't worry, guys, give you a next shiny thing in Naval and everyone will be quiet for a bit.
Well, will they? Because historically, and I'll show you, I mean, on my research of Blue, I tend to have all the ships for every single nation, right? And, you know, I have a long whale, I don't have that Musashi yet, but, you know, it has slowed down. You know, I'm not playing as much. Had I played my usual self, all these top tier ships, I would have had all of them, and I would have spaded all of them, and I haven't, because I sit in queues and I play with a 3 versus 3 versus spots, and it's like, yeah, you know what, not that fun. So if it's a person like me that has pretty much researched most of the tech trees within Naval and Coastal, for that one, I'm Coastal here, then really you should consider that as a bit of a fail. So yeah, it would normally just have been done, and it's not, because it's just not as fun as it used to be. And part of it is the queue time, and another part is that you don't get the kill that you're shooting at. Some random bot gets instead. And why they can't just do as they do in planes, where if you at least done some critical damage, let's say, to a ship, at least you get a kill as well. I know it's not quite.
I think that's being worked on now. I think that's going to be a change coming soon, that, to be fair.
You think? Or we
Yeah,
don't
no,
know?
and I think it's going that direction, because a lot of complaints on the forums about that one main thing that you've just mentioned,
Yeah.
about kill stealing, that's definitely high up there. I don't know when, but it's going to be the next 12 months, I would say.
They have to do something about that.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about that.
It's horrendous. It makes you not want to play. You don't get the points you deserve, and it's, even if you're in a 3 versus 3, you just shoot at a bot ship, another bot ship then takes your kill, and you think, I now get 100 points rather than 1,000, right, or whatever it is, but I spent, I took the ship down from 100% to, 25, but I didn't get the last little shot in the ship, so you can't have the kill. Tough luck, and
Well, that kind of stops people from getting 75% of the kill, moving on to another ship, getting 75%, moving on to another ship, getting 75%, and the person that's doing the last 25%, well, they don't get that because you've done the majority of the damage. I think they need to do the same.
Well, they just need to do the same planes to both get it, if that's the one it is. Right?
Because that'll be someone will jump on that and do exactly
because
what
don't tell me
said.
that people are doesn't pay attention to their KD. They absolutely do. Also, have been advocate for that. If you get a kill, you should have a lot more stats about that kill than you currently do. Right?
I believe assists should be on your stat card. Myself personally.
Well, and that also seems very random when you get an assist or not. But an assist doesn't really count for anything. So it's like,
only for tasks.
Yeah. Not only did you have to queue for 17 minutes to get a game, but actually the thing you shot on you didn't kill either because you only killed 75% of it.
So would you rather not have anything on your top? Let's say you've shot something for 75% of the time and you thought you got the kill, right? And you didn't get it. Would you still want an assist against your stat card, or would you want to kill?
I want to kill. I did the majority of the damage, and so therefore I should have the kill.
And the person who gets the final shot in it should get the kill also as well.
Yeah, that would be fine. If that's a compromise, that's what the compromise they've done in planes, right? You shoot the wing off a plane, it's critical damage, and somebody else goes and shoot the pilot and he dies.
Yeah.
Both get a kill for that. Happy with that. That's an easy compromise. I don't think there's a problem with that. And I don't think people, in an imperfect world, that's probably an easy and as good a solution as it can be.
But think about it as a pilot in a plane. It's very rare that you get 3 or 4 people against one person. It's usually 2 people, 3 max. Yeah.
Oh, just one more thing while I'm on it. When you see the ship that you're shooting at, and you see the percentage damage that is done to the ship, right, or whatever, it would be really useful if it also showed how much damage you had done, not other ships, but just you.
When the kill gets recorded, you mean?
No, also doing the killing. So when it pops up and it goes red here because you hit the armor rack and all the rest of it, it also shows, there should be a running stat saying how many critical things you hit, how much water has flushed out of the ship. You could go really stat heavy on that. And people love stats, right? People don't go to see cricket or see American baseball games because they're waiting for somebody to hit the ball. They do it for the stats. And likewise here, if you showed up how much you done, right? Not at everybody else, but what you had done, that should be shown. Also, when you're firing off torpedoes, and they hit, when they hit, there should pop up a little in-game kill camera view that shows your torpedo hitting that ship.
Yeah,
just
I would
so
like
you
to know that.
Yeah, that would be something people would know. And so the game, you haven't changed anything to the game apart from giving more information to the player about what is happening. And that will people find interesting, and that would be a real bonus for people. And that's what they should do. But until they get somebody that is interested in Naval to actually spend time with the development team and saying, if you do this, it's gonna generate more traffic. More people would want to play Naval because they will find it interesting.
I just feel it's a bit more difficult to implement the plane sharing kill system in Naval, mainly because in planes you get maybe 2 people shooting over one target. In Naval you can have up to like 6-7 people shooting the same target.
So it's a little bit more difficult, but it's not impossible, right?
You don't want to give all 6 players one kill. It's going to be like the top 2 highest damage.
No, but that is also hand in hand why it'd be useful if you showed the person that when the ship you were shooting and went down, it showed you then, or doing what I'd rather have it doing, but if I would take it, if a ship that I have been shooting at, actively shot at, not necessarily my secondaries and whatnot, but a ship I have actually aimed and shot at, got killed, they would pop up and say, this player got the kill, right? But you did, 200 damage and that was 5% of it. And you will look at it and say, okay, I did 5% damage to that, fair enough, I didn't get the kill. So here's the thing. How much is enough that it should go for a kill? If I saw a ship and it was, let's say, 55% damage that I had done and somebody else got the kill, I thought, well, actually, I did the most damage. I was the biggest reason why that ship ultimately died. Therefore, I should be credited with the kill.
So, because you don't get the full information, you get aggravated because you think you've got the kill. You might have only got 5%.
Yeah, sometimes you do, because you think you look at your hits you're doing, right? But if, as you correctly say, if there's 3 people shooting at the same shit, you might see an ammo rack happening, but it might not have been your shell that caused the ammo rack, right?
Because the damage screen goes off everybody's hitting the target, so you don't
exactly. So therefore, it should be, this is the damage you are doing. This is the damage overall to the ship, but this is the damage you did. So or even they could come up. I mean, you could also go really to town and automatically show that Toppy, MD, and Gunship were all shooting at this target, right? And currently you've done 25%. I've done 20 and MB is there with 40, right? Or whatever it is, right? And then you could say, okay, in that situation, and now a bot killed the ship. He got the kill, so the bot got the kill, right? But out of us 3, now MB didn't do 50% of the damage, but I was 20, you were 25, MB was 40. I think it's fair in that scenario that MB got the kill.
Yeah. How does it make you feel, right, when you know you've killed the target, and you've switched to another one and is on 10% and you get the kill on that second target? How does it make you feel? Are you happy that you've got the kill on the second target, or do you think it should be more fair?
I think that, at least if I was the second person and I got it, I'll say that would be fair. If I do sufficient damage. I think that we've been a bit out in the weeds now, but you get the drift of what I'm saying.
We have been in matches before where we've done matches of 4, whatever it was, 3, and we're doing damage, and Delta would say, oh, Gunship, we've got that kill again, or I would say it, or you would say it to me, whatever the situation is. And we've had it, we made a laugh and a joke about it. Knowing that you've just engaged the target and it's on 12% of crew left, and you hit it and you get a kill, does that make you feel okay? I mean, I'll be honest with you, it makes me feel okay, and I think to myself afterwards, that's somebody else's kill, but that's the way the game's designed at this moment in time. And what you're here for, get experience, get research, get silver lions.
No, but you're not here just for get research, experience, silver lions. That you're also here for that. Ultimately, you play a game like tanks or planes because you want to kill another tank, plane, or ship. Right?
That's what I'm saying, though. That
you're in it for that. The other things are a byproduct, and yes, you want to be compensated fairly for your efforts, right? This is not actually happening in Naval right now.
No, massively not.
So it's not happening in Naval right now because we know the damage
kill stealing everywhere.
Well, kill stealing, and there's See, I just queued now a single, and I got a game within a minute, right? So that just
didn't naturally get that.
Totally
That's the way of joining into.
Proves our point, right? Of how that is taken care of. So yeah, it's a bit nuts. I'll start.
But you've got it's a squad thing. You've got nothing to be a barrier for you to join that game. You one individual person. I was joining matches consistently.
But that's what it should do with the 4-man. It just set us in just as quick. You see, there's 3 versus 3, right? So had we queued for the 4-man, it should have put the 5 other players on one side and us 4 on the other. Happy days.
But that's something that they need to work on then, isn't it?
We massively need to work on that.
See, I wouldn't have started there. I got a VTL and got A, and then Play the bit
Well,
and then go to
yes, I
battleship, well, that's
would
just me.
probably have done that, but you know what? I didn't do it, and here's the thing where that
So it's 3
matters to
versus
me.
3 at the moment.
I don't want the research on my coastal. I want to research my high tier battleship, and I won't get any research points from my coastal towards that. So I might win the game, but I don't
But what
actually
if-
get any research points.
Okay, what if someone comes on enemy team and then caps it and then you lose the match?
Well,
It's
so
just
I
the way
lose the
it
map.
is, isn't it?
Then I just move to the next one. But at least I got some points on my battleship, so I can get the battleship I want. I get some research point to what I want. So if my aim is I'd rather want research points than winning the game, then I'm doing totally the right thing.
Yeah, I personally feel that there's no, from this range, there's no gameplay. You're just waiting to get in range and then you can hit a target. It's very rare that I can hit a target at that distance.
So you just need to play a bit more so you can hit targets. It's a bit more difficult, and so it should be.
Gentlemen, I have to go. It was a pleasure. I'll see you next time.
It absolutely was a pleasure. Thank you for coming and helping out. Must appreciate it.
Because it's literally, you know, it's just a slugfest at this distance. And in reality, you probably fire 100 rounds and hit, you know, in real life, hit 10. Battles like this went on for hours and hours and hours.
That's kind of also what happened in real life. You know, that's part
Yeah.
of the charm of playing Naval. But you know, it doesn't
Where
take
I
that
like
long time.
fast- No, but I like fast action. That's,
that's
why I
fine.
like Coastal more.
Then you might not be a battleship player.
I think I'm a minority, to be fair with you.
Well, that's fine. That's what you enjoy. But, you know, good for you. But I want to get top tier, you know, ship of this nation, and I don't get it by playing coastal. Right? So, and I feel for especially the Germans, the amount of World War One battleships, slow-moving ships they have to go through before they get to anything that's a bit more fun, that at least move quicker. Yeah, it's bad. It's no wonder that
Only gonna get
the
worse.
game is struggling in that respect.
In the last 4 or 5 battleships, apart from the major ones, have been World War One dreadnoughts, haven't they?
Another thing that is super frustrating, and they can add this to the list, is when you spawn in like this, right, and you want to move to one side or the other, sometimes it's really hard when you keep playing bomber
to
to bomber
zigzag.
ships with other AI ships. It's just frustrating.
Have you not noticed with the AI they're quite good with the targeting as well?
Yeah,
Very
but
precise.
it is what it is, right? So I think that's a game balancing thing, and they can adjust.
What's
that.
the
That's
composition
easier.
of our fleet and players? What players are actually using on our side?
Well, we got a Julia, Lorraine, and a York, so we have relatively same BRs, I would say. I don't know what the other ones are on there.
So it's not heavily meta on our side, is it not?
No.
You tend to find that a lot.
Well, I
A lot of
suggest that
people jump on the meta.
as a jog is. I don't think, is that a event ship, that one? I think it might
Which
be.
one, sorry?
That one there, the German one.
I'm 15 seconds behind watching your stream, but
Yeah, it's at York class.
sure, to be fair.
No. Don't think it's premium. See, if I played more Naval, I would know.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. You get kind of lost in it, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you have a question in the comments?
What happened to the just joined? Well, we had a very, very long chat about the queue times as a squadron. So when you want to play with your mates and you want to queue in 4 people, and you want to play, for example, battle rating 6.3 that we've been trying all evening, we have been unable to get a game. And then we have been in as a 3-man squad. The queue times have been 12 minutes and 17 minutes long, which is way too long for games that sometimes only took 10 minutes to complete.
But we also did a 2-2 and got in 4 minutes 44. I'm not saying that's going to happen all the time, but there is a way of getting into it. We need to try it again
but
and
that's
again.
just
That's it.
random, and again, it's a question about how valuable is your time.
But I'd rather get in a 4-man, so I would rather get in a 4-man match, just 2 separate teams of 2 in 4 minutes than wait half an hour to get into
Yeah,
a match.
the problem is when you don't get in as a foreman.
Then it's a 2 separate matches.
Then you have to play half an hour doing that, and that's not what you want to do, because the chat you had with the 4 people in the group only works if you're playing in the same battle. And then you just go down to log whether you get in together or not.
But then you just go to different channels in Discord, don't you? If you did 2
Well, you
separate
do,
matches.
but then again, you split the people up. The Saturn was talking in the same channel. So
then
again,
try
it's an
and time it again.
inconvenience to you.
I know it's an inconvenience, I know
Right.
that. But it did work for that one time. It might have just been a, one-off.
Yeah. And again, it just goes to prove how they discriminate against people being in the squad.
But if
Because
it's
that
9
took
times
that
like-
took that took 5 minutes, right? Whether I got into battle in
Yeah.
a minute, and that's with less players on, right?
But if you can guarantee getting into a match 9 times out of 10 with 2 separate teams of 2, would you not prefer that it's moment in time until you improve it?
No, I'd rather not play.
Right, okay.
But that's a personal. I'd rather not play.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I would personally be happy with that until they improve upon that with the queue times and increase, the amount of people who play Naval.
I feel I've been playing this game for 10 years or something like that. It's up to them to make a game that I want to play, not the other way around.
But it's always going to be the other way around, Gunship. It's always going to be
No, it
dictated
isn't.
by
Because there's
people
games
that
out there that I'm
have
quite happy
experience.
to play the
No,
way
I'm
they're
on about
made.
their business model. If they want to do it their way, they'll do it their way.
Well, yeah, then they will also feel that I won't be computed as much to their coffers as I used to be. So again, no problem. You don't want to make the product that I like, well, then I won't pay for it either.
They're never going to appease everybody. It's like,
Well, of course they're not.
yeah, no.
But I'm not asking for very much. I'm just asking to be able to play with my game pals. That's all I'm asking. Something that's
Yeah.
too hard and able to play.
It needs to be more community oriented. It definitely needs to be more squadron focused.
You know, I made a squadron for them, didn't I? I made YouTube and tried to make the game popular. I've done all sorts of things. So I think I've done more than most when it comes to that. Made a wiki page about how to play a game mode that they don't tell people about.
And they're very slow at doing things and all that. It's just the nature of what they do. The roadmap, which we don't know privy about. Like fixing reports and faults on vehicles, and it takes them a while to do stuff. It took them 2 years on a couple of reports, and that's very active on the forums. The fact that this repair system's come in and no one wanted it, and they still went and implemented it. They may have backtracked on it and brought it, you can select it and toggle it, but still upset a lot of people. It's their game, they can do what they want with it, can't they? But yes, I agree. They need to improve it, but the fact is they will or not. They might just keep on selling premium vehicles and that's it.
And as long as people keep buying premium vehicles, as they do, then it will.
Never change.
It's unlikely,
Yeah.
isn't it?
They have done the seed thing with planes, and they have done a new game mode where it's just top tier planes gun mode only, which is kind of interesting, but I don't think they tried hard enough, in my opinion, on the amount of people who've offered the kind of thoughts and directions on how they should do things.
I
You know,
mean,
this
for
type of game, dynamic map modes
for
and stuff.
planes, a lot of people have said what they really would like is to
Falling on
have,
deaf ears, isn't it?
and a lot of people say they would like to have sort of enduring confrontation for RV planes, and that's not
Yeah,
being done.
totally. That's the best thing. That's a lot of people have said that. That's probably the best approach they can do in in planes is do a complete RB EC mode and keep it as the main game mode. Same with ships, same with planes, same with tanks. The EC mode, maybe reduce the time that you play in, because 2-3 hours is a long time. But maybe make it an hour, maybe half an hour.
Well,
There's a lot of resources spent on doing stuff that doesn't work and then trying to deal with it. I mean, look how
look at
long
that whole World
helicopter
War
EC
mode that
lasted
they
for.
tried
Yeah,
to do.
just a waste of time.
That was a complete waste of time.
Did you ever play it where you had to move all the vehicles on the grid and everything?
Well, we had actually Hood was really good at doing that part. So we were trying to do that as a squadron going, and we did for a few games, and then everyone just lost interest because
Yeah.
he had to spend his time on that map. So you had like to have almost a person dedicated to do that, and it was just it was somebody's brain fart in Guardian that this somehow would be a good idea, but in practice it was unworkable.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they tried to create lots of scenarios and stuff like that, and then the scenarios were really unbalanced, and then people got really upset about it, and yeah, it just it was terrible.
If they did an absolutely huge map with ships, boats, planes, tanks,
They don't
not
have the
that they
server
interact,
capacity
not
to
that
that.
they interact with each other, but they're far enough away to kind of fight within themselves, make it 64 versus 64. It would just be one basically queue system then at that point, and everyone would jump in. If you pick a coastal, you get some islands to fight over coastals. If you pick blue water, you'll be in the open sea, 20 kilometers from each other. If you're in tanks, you'll have a couple of maps you can spawn on, and everyone's working on a one big map. I think that's possibly the best way to go. But again, they might not have the infrastructure for that sort of thing on the servers.
No, because what you're asking for in server capacity is a map that is 5-6 times bigger, like an EC map, right? That's what you're asking for. That's maybe not be too bad, but the issue you're having is
Server ticking and getting the information back and forth.
It's you have to update 64 players with 64 other people's data compared to 32 versus 32. It's a massive difference in size. It's not doubling. It is a lot more.
It's
right?
like quadrupling or something stupid like that.
Far bigger than that, right? And that's the problem. You can only do it if you then start becoming really smart about that. If things are further away from each other, then they take longer, to update. But then that totally depends on the vehicle you're in. Because you might be in a plane, but if that plane can fire a missile, then that travels really quickly. So actually you need to update everyone about that, or within a certain radius. And they just don't have that sort of server messing technology even close.
It's like when battleships first came in and all the anti-aircraft guns started firing, it caused lag and stuff for other people.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of when it first came out, that's probably what they would experience. And that's kind of gone away now. That's, I don't really see that these days. Nice kill, by the way, I've just seen that. On the Alistair, Andrea Doria.
Oh yeah. You just can't.
That's what I would like in the game.
I think that we all would like that, and some of us would say
yeah.
after 10 years of playing, surely that should be.
It should be something like that. Yeah.
Would not be without. But what has also happened in those 10 years, ships have come in, and ships have a lot more guns than a plane has, for example, or a tank has. So it's really hard to do with that. I would like to see bigger battles with planes.
Because you've
and
never
stuff like
seen.
that. They tried,
You've never
but
seen
they failed badly.
A squadron of kites or a squadron of zeros as a group, as a squadron, as us, going against an American carrier. You're never going to see that in this game, even though in real life it happened a lot.
Well,
with,
we did try to
planes
simulate
diving
it.
down.
Remember when we did custom battles and we had a couple of ships
yeah.
and we then had people flying in and also had
And that's
boats and
great.
stuff.
It's just it'll
Yeah.
never come because I don't think the vision's there or the aptitude to do it's there. I don't think they care about it. But I've gone way past my time anyway. I'm actually past midnight now, so I should have gone 2 hours ago. So I'm going to speak to Delta in the morning about what's happened today. Well, I'll speak to him when I come home from work. I'll message him tonight before I go bed.
All right. Well, thanks for
But I'm
taking
gonna
part.
go-
You know,
It's fine. Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
and we will see.
I think I
what-
got heated because we're both passionate, and I do agree what he's saying, but I just wanted him to kind of understand where I was coming from. I don't think he did, but I'll have a word with him tomorrow.
See you later. Have a good one.
See you later. Bye bye.
I'll just continue shooting my ships here, and then I'll call it a day, I think. What's funny about Naval is you have to spend more time looking at that green circle than the actual numbers of distance. I'm alright. Drain for the rear.
Firing into the sun like you're doing is the hardest match.
At least it's the nuclear sun is over there, so. So what do you think about the whole thing?
It was a good conversation.
Hmm. Well, Sam, be a couple of months before I get anywhere near this ship, I think. Current rate of progress.
The talisman help.
Yeah, but it's still going to take a while. Anyway, right. It is past midnight here, so I will close the stream down and wish you a very, very good evening. What's the time in Canada now? It's midnight here.
10 after 5.
Oh, yeah. Fair
Mountain
enough.
time. Man alive, that'd be a long name to say. I'm a bird because I said, Juicy boy, go get that ship.
Hmm.
Oh my god. There's going to be a nickname there for him. Birdie.